We are back! Danganronpa New World Order. It's been a long time. YouTube. Hello. Welcome. We have the Twitch stream in the back. We just finished the Kokoro FTEs. Now we're moving on over to Danganronpa New World Order. We're going to be doing the investigation and the trial. I'm excited because this is honestly like one of my favorite Fangans, but it's long. It's like super long. And it's not just that, but like other Fangans have been coming out too. And like I've been going back and watching those episodes and such. So that's why I've been kind of like dragging my feet on this game. But I really like this Fangan. So I'm excited to be getting back into it. Let's go ahead and get it. Thank you for the host. Who did the host? Host with the most? Appreciate it. So you finally come. Who's this? I knew you would. I know we wouldn't be disturbed. What is the meaning of this? You've been lying to us this whole time, haven't you? Oh, I forgot about this. Traitor! Traitor! This must be some kind of mistake. Those are some good acting skills. If only your shamelessness was an act too. How? How could you hold your head up high after what you did? He was so scared, so helpless, so alone. Do you remember your promise? You made it to him when you were his only hope. Then later, when he needed you the most, you looked him in the eyes and told him there was nothing you could do. You turned your back on him. You know, I'm happy I watched my video. Thanks to it, I was able to remember. To remind myself of what you're really like beneath that cool exterior of yours. You, the person who was good as condemned him to death. You see, unlike you, he didn't do anything wrong. You deserve this, and your actions perfectly match the traitors. I see. I can't exactly blame you. I knew this would catch up to me someday. You're right. My actions were unforgivable. But I have no regrets. You and I, we are not so unlike. We both did what we had to do. But at least, let me say this. Though I betrayed your trust and his, you are being deceived. I am not the traitor who you are really after. I don't care. Saved your feigned ignorance for your maker. If you even have one. Smash! I'm sorry for you, son. We saw this. We saw this before. Actually, we'll keep going. Blaise? Blaise, snap out of it. Nataliya? Look, the scrolling text is telling us to assemble in the library. We have to go. Why? Why did this happen? We're the future leaders. We should be setting an example. But now, this. Blaise-kun. I'll never forgive whoever did this. But more than that, I'll never forgive the people who set this whole thing up. That's the spirit. But enough chit-chat. You could continue yelling your Sugoi quotes of inspiration while we're on our way. Oh my god. But I'm not finished yet. Ignoring your protest, Nataliya drags you out of the park towards the mansion. Of course. Alright, let's see who did this. How could this happen? Careful now, Hunt. We must take care to preserve the crime scene precisely as we found it. Uh-oh. Hey, what happened here? I must be dreaming. Yes, dreaming. There's no way all of this is real. No way. We went from psychology to weave talk and I'm all for it. The first thing I noticed was the smell. The metallic scent that could only be blood. Slowly, I moved my gaze downwards and took in the prone figure of a corpse lying face down in a pool of blood. The corpse of Magnus, the former ultimate navigator. Can we get F's in the chat for Magnus? I'm sorry. We need it. Sitting in stunned silence, you are only vaguely aware of most people running into the room out of the corner of your eye. Magnus, of all people? Heavens above, what is going on? You know, for a navigator, you'd expect him to be a bit better at not dying? Too soon, Zeke. Way too soon. I'm not kidding, though. The endless stream of mostly shocked and horrified reactions seemed to continue for what felt like an eternity. I'm drinking pee, by the way. This is pee. That's good pee. A few people sank slowly to the ground. Looks of abject despair etched onto their faces. And then... Woohoo! It seems that now might be a good time to start. Killmore Bear. Gee, tough crowd. I even brought out one of my extra big models just for the occasion. Yeah, you're really big on my screen. Disgusting. Wait, the Blaise? Yeah! Pee in a cup? You know what? When you need it, you drink some pee. Rehydrates you. Fine. We'll have it your way. You? This is your doing, isn't it? Don't ask me. I'm just a bear. Boop, 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 boop. What do you want, Killmore? I wasn't expecting to get called here on such short... He went to sleep. He's sleeping at a time like this? Nah, man, that looks like the Mountain Dew, which I can't drink because it hurts my teeth. Yeah, it is. It's Mountain Dew. This is serious. What do you want with us, Killmore? What do you think? If it's not my belly rubs and back massages, old Killmore's usually busy giving out the Killmore Bear File. Make sure you read it carefully. And more importantly, make sure you don't waste any more of your precious investigation time. Woo-hoo-hoo. We watched dumbfounded as he retreated back beneath the floorboards just as quickly as he'd appeared. Everyone's just silent. Of all people. Why Magnus? Even now. This just in. Faced with unspeakable peril at the hands of a teddy bear, it seems that everyone is content to stand around twiddling their thumbs. At times like this, we have to ask ourselves, is this really the best that the 50th batch can offer? Do we not owe it to Magnus to find the truth of his death? Comrade Reporter Last is right. We should stop wasting time standing around. Yes, we must ensure we apprehend the culprit. Then and only then will the victim's spirit find peace. That was beautiful. Oh, already recovering from the spontaneous implosion of your contract? Screw the contract! A piece of paper could never be more important than a human life! Oh. Did you really think I'd be sitting here moaning about my contract when there's a killer running around? Well, honestly, yes. I have standards, you know. But that's not what's important right now. What we should be doing is splitting into pairs and investigating. That way, everyone can monitor each other while we conduct the investigation. Monitor. Just when I thought he was beginning to look remarkably leader-like. And how exactly is this to work? Are we going to draw lots again? Well, I was hoping to use the main... What? Test to determine... Lie. It shouldn't have come to that. Nataliya? Please don't do this to... My coat isn't just a fashion statement, you know. With this many pockets, it's really easy to store something away for a rainy day. Ah, so you retained the lots from yesterday. It was only yesterday, huh? The characters are really good in this. Just letting y'all know. If you're just tuning in, the characters in this are phenomenal. Legitimately phenomenal. Not like this. Hi. That's the way I spell hi. I hate it. But I love it. Well, I knew we'd be using them again. This isn't exactly what I had in mind. Like last time, we each collected a lot. Unlike last time, though, there was no longer a group of 3. Oh, drat. Hunt? Can I trust you too? She whispered a series of instructions into Hunt's ear. I love the cast. Same. Understood, Comrade Grace. We'll be back before you know it. We watched this hunt drape dash over his back before sprinting out of the library. Wow, what a hero. Just kidding. Thank goodness for Hunt. Here's hoping he'll be able to remember all of that. Oh, right, the lots. I stuck mine out, and she followed suit. It seems the gods have ordained you as my partner. As always, I shall trust in the wisdom of their judgment. Partner, what do you think we should do first? Shall we check the Killmore bear file? The whispers do not dissent. Let us do so at once. And so, it finally begins. Investigation time. MKU, welcome to the stream! I missed you. According to the file, Magnus died at exactly 11:59 a.m. from severe blunt force trauma to the back of the head. Levitica? This is surprising. What is? The whispers. They speak of something being amiss with the details we have been provided. Oh? Are you talking about the time of death? That is correct. The degree of specificity is quite remarkable. Would it not be more normal for the time of death to be expressed as, say, an interval? Or am I merely underestimating the power of modern medical science? She's right. No, that's a fair observation. 11 to 12 p.m., for instance, would certainly be more normal than a time of death that is accurate to the minute. But what reason would Killmore have for doing something like this? And yet, that clockwork monstrosity is prohibited from conveying outright lies. Though I am loath to say it, I believe we will have to trust in the file's credibility for now. Agreed. I love her. The despair-searching OST really be hitting different? It's true. I get the feeling that this will become quite an important detail in the upcoming trial. Do you happen to know when everyone arrived at the scene of the crime? I fear I will be of limited assistance to you in that regard. However, I can say for certain that I arrived here at 12:23 p.m. on the dot. The clocks around the mansion indicated as such. Thus, I see. But what if the clocks have been tampered with? Is this Rocky Restarts? Couldn't someone use that information to interfere with our perception of time? A divine hypothesis. However, I'll have you know that I checked all of the clocks at 11 while I was on duty. That's specific. Not one of them showed the incorrect time. Ah, right. So you checked at the beginning of your search designation. To be honest, I completely forgot about the search designations. Oh? I wasn't scheduled to search the mansion at any point in the day, so it kind of just slipped my mind. I see. In that case, you may have my copy if it will help refresh your memory. I trust that you will not misplace it? No, of course not. I'd also like to jot down the locations of all the clocks if that's okay with you. But of course. Levitica's testimony added to the evidence folder. Yeah, what if all of them were tampered with? So what did you do after you finished your search? I left and went straight back to the school. Eden and Virginia were also there at that time. It was quite a long walk. The fact that we were the last to arrive back on the scene is testament to that fact. Would you not agree? Ah, so you were the last people to get here? Unless I am misguided, I believe that to be an accurate assessment. Pardon me for asking, but at this stage, do you suspect me? I mean, everyone's a suspect at this point. Where did that come from? Your reaction told me I needed to know. A wise choice. To doubt the impure is to be wise to all possibilities. After all, belief is only to be assured if you were to entrust it to the gods. I see. The timing of when everyone arrived at the crime scene. It appears we still need a bit more information in that area. Okay, I think we should start talking to some other people. Shh. Up, Phoenix. Shh. How delightfully quaint. I feel as though I'm being treated to a live episode of Corpse Whisperer. Can we not? Florence? How come she doesn't get shushed? He moved a bit to the side and gestured at her to follow. I was wondering if you could tell you when I got here? Don't look at me like that. You can't expect a novelist to ignore a conversation that's going on right next to her. Why, it could even form the foundation for my next novel. I certainly hope not. Corpse Party? I was thinking the same thing. I do not like Florence. You don't like Florence? Why? I think they're all crazy, to be honest, and I'm here for it. I love that. Yo, is the stream buffering for anyone except me? I hope not. Wait, so she was listening and watching Corpse Whisper at the same time? I mean, have you guys ever seen Ghost Whisper? I've never seen that show, actually. Okay, so I arrived here at about 12:16 p.m. Grace, Dash, Phoenix, and Elisa were all with me at the time. It seems we've formed our own little coffee sipping clique. So you were all gathered in the cafe at the time the body discovery announcement was broadcast? Precisely. Interesting. Indeed. It appears that unless you are a disciple of the levitating meatball monster... I know what she's talking about. Travel time is definitely something you must take into account. Since when could meatballs give you so much power? Okay, I'm done with the initial examination. Sorry about earlier. I have virtually no experience with dead bodies, so I wanted to minimize disturbances. Is the difference really of a note to a practiced man such as yourself? Certainly. For instance, a dead patient can no longer consume quick Donalds. Well, they can, but the results will be rather... Too much information, Phoenix. Way too much. Ah, yes. I got a bit carried away, didn't I? Well, were you able to confirm the file's accuracy? Wait, do you know... What is she referencing? I got you. You guys want to know what she's referencing? I got you. So there's people out there. There's a social movement that promotes a religion. It's a pretty lighthearted religion. It's called Pastafarianism, and they worship a god. And that god is this. Oh no, it disappeared. Hold on. Darn you, Google. Oh God, I saw it. It's lovely, y'all. It is so lovely. Just give me a second. Hold on. Oh, here it is. Gotcha. Bam! They worship this. A giant pasta monster. Yes, this is actually a thing. You can look it up right now. Pastafarianism. It's true. And the people that worship this flying meatball monster that you're seeing on the screen right now, this monstrosity, this holy figure, wear strainers on their heads. They wear strainers on their heads as they worship their pasta Lord and Savior. I'm part of this cult. I am too. You guys didn't know. That's how I knew. Because I actually study this and, you know, I'm one of them. Not only do I drink pee, but I also worship pasta monsters. This stream took a real turn. This is something that I think we should all understand and just praise. There's people out there that really think this monster is a great thing, you know? And that's okay. You have to accept his noodly magnificence into your heart, into your soul, and ye shall forever be free. Ramen. Ramen. Yo, that is great. Blaise had no idea about psychology, but he's an expert on this religion. Go to your corner. The whole segment is a clip. It's just the truth. Ramen, brothers. Ramen. Ramen, I'm done. I think you need therapy. Guys, I'm sorry. I looked deep into this. I'm one of those people, I like to research all kinds of religions, right? I like to learn about every religion. I'm not specifically a religion. I just like to learn about all of them. And I heard about this through somebody that also was a Pastafarian. And I really, really, really did some research on it. It's a pretty lighthearted religion, not gonna lie. They don't hurt anybody. They don't hurt anybody. They haven't started any wars. They haven't enslaved anybody. They just believe in their pasta god. And they wear strainers on their head. Can't hate on that. I turned to Moore to ask her about this and she knew everything. Highly concerning. Bro, I was part of the cult. I can tell. Morai Teru, that's what's up. The Blaise's next YouTube video, why you should become a Pastafarianist. Yes, exactly. I will convert thee. How did you not know when you got with me? You had a Pastafarian girlfriend this whole time and you didn't know? Come on, man. She probably makes you spaghetti every night. So they are pasta fit. All right, we're done. Nope, we're not. Shut it down. Shut it down. We are not gonna start doing puns and stuff now. We're done. Well, were you able to confirm the file's accuracy? By my estimations, there's nothing to suggest that the file is wrong. And here I was thinking it would be more deceptive than an ad campaign from Jungry Hacks? What is that? Apple Jacks? So it is as I said. Or wait, Hungry Jacks? Isn't that like some kind of food? For some unknowable reason, that fair apparently values the idea of a fair trial. That much is clear from the original Killing game. And a fair trial would be nigh on impossible if any malicious misinformation was to be disseminated. Though it appears my assumptions were not completely misplaced. Is this the work of my arch nemesis? Or is it something more? Could you say that again, but in the common tongue, please? Well, you see, I believe a bit of information may have been left out. Oh! For instance, observe the front of the face. Ladies, you might want to avert your eye. Oh, that's quite the wound. Indeed, the damage to the facial area sticks out like an extra point on a pentagram. These are crazy! And they say the best doctors make themselves redundant. Wait, no. They might have been for something else. Anyway, you are correct, ladies. The injuries did seem rather extensive. The wounds indicate that he might have collided face first with a relatively flat and hard surface at some point. For instance, the assailant might have slammed Magnus's face against a bookshelf, probably with the help of some object. An impressive feat, given the state of the surroundings. Such a blow would have undoubtedly been difficult to land on in the midst of a struggle. You're right, there's books scattered all over the place. It definitely looks as if the victim struggled with the culprit. For the record, there doesn't appear to be any blood on these bookshelves. Okay, how about this? He was struck in the back of the head, right? So couldn't the wounds be from when he hit the ground face first? No, the wounds are suggestive of something involving a much greater degree of force. Maybe it had to be someone that wasn't too strong. So I think that rules the big man out. Because I feel like he wouldn't struggle with the big man. No, the wounds are suggestive of something involving a much greater degree of force. Interesting. He raises a fair point, though. How did the killer manage to land such a decisive killing blow in these circumstances? That's weird. Is it just me, or has Phoenix barely moved this whole game sprite-wise? You're right. What did Zach Lurker say? With Nataliya's chest? If you think about it, some forms of sexuality are like noodles, straight until they get wet. If I could time out moderators, I really would. Can I? Roku has just received a 600 seconds. Amen. Ramen. to that, Roku. Ramen. The victim was certainly found in an interesting state. Indeed, I wonder how the additional facial wounds apply to this intricate tapestry of a case. Your guess is as good as mine. Now, time to examine the area around the body. I take it the shot put ball is what killed the victim? Wait, what? The wounds are certainly consistent, yes. But as I was saying earlier, the killer seems to have struggled with the victim. Was Kaide here? Like, whoa! Shot put ball? Surely, a shot put of all things would be quite cumbersome to use as a weapon. You're certainly right about that. However, the shot isn't that heavy. It may be big, but the size doesn't quite match up with the weight. Oh, don't look at me like that. Nataliya gave me the go-ahead since she couldn't find anything useful on it. So Nat's really examined the shot. In that case, do you mind if I weigh it? Here we go again. I know, right? Be my guest. She wasn't lying. This really is light for its size. It's still pretty damn heavy, though. I wonder if they dropped it from above. Hold on a second. Isn't that Eden's lucky horseshoe? Yes, it is. What? Where'd you come from? Time and place, Blaise. Time and place. Snigger. You need not ask. I switched trinkets with Magnus on the way back to our rooms. He agreed, since both our trinkets are redundant, given our abilities. The stream is brought to you by Noodles, Shot Put Balls, and Band Mods. Redundant. Yep, a great sidekick doesn't really need to rely on luck. Heck, even a decent sidekick wouldn't need it. Right. So when the switch happened, it's okay. I saw it happen. You have my word. That doesn't exactly inspire confidence. But then there's the matter of the chain being torn off. Was it like this when you last saw it? Are you asking if I peddled damaged goods to the dearly departed? Perish the thought. Though from the way the lucky horseshoe was left strewn atop the victim's corpse, could a degree of ritualism can not be inferred? I think it's more likely to be symbolism in this case. Still, what reason would the culprit have for tearing the chain off the amulet, then leaving the lucky horseshoe on top of the corpse? It really feels as though there's some kind of hidden meaning we're not yet grasping here. Interesting. Before you leave, Blaise, there's just one more thing. Oh? It's to do with the victim's spirit. Oh, why now of all times? Did you try to do a thingy? Yes, Blaise, the thingy. And the thingy didn't happen to work. Perhaps my powers are waning. So that's a definite possibility. You're certainly a very capable psychic. I doubt you could just write it all off as a simple loss of spiritual power. So, do you mind if I take note of it anyway? Please do. Lack of a seance. And one last thing. Do you know who did it? Doing away with the formalities and cutting straight to the chase, are you? Unfortunately, I am unlucky to sense malicious intent. So even if I were to read the killer's mind, you wouldn't be able to know what they did. Or that they did it. Exactly. I've been wondering about that quirk of yours, Eden. You say you cannot sense malice? But what if the killer were to commit the crime for a higher purpose? What then? After all, very few murders are work of the irrevocably impure. Good question. Especially coming from one such as yourself. I thought you religious types weren't particularly fond of this type of logic. While it is true that murder is an act of unspeakable evil, one must not forget that the only true embodiment of evil on this plane is the Antichrist. I have heard the confessions of many murderers in my time. Their souls may have been misguided, but there was precious little evil to cleanse. This is surprisingly tense. Very well. To answer your question, my aversion to malice is rather exceptional. Even relatively minute amounts can make my predictions go haywire. You do well to remember that. Anyway, I shouldn't keep Virginia waiting. Holler if you need me. Holler! Something tells me there won't be a lot of investigating going on in that pair. You start to scan the surrounding area. That looks to be every... Wait, hold on. I guess you could say this stream is a bit of a mess. Is it a mess? Who messed it up? Is this a tape? Allow me to verify something. I watched as Levitica pressed her face against the floor to scan under the bookshelf. As I thought, she reached her hand under and promptly pulled it out, an empty roll of tape in hand. How did you? A less learned person would have called it a flash of inspiration, but I know the feeling of divine guidance when I experience it. Just as you cannot possess wisdom without experience, so too are you unable to have tape without a roll. Was it Roku or was it you? Hi, Lagaya, welcome. How have you been? The person who killed Magnus is most likely the Impasta. You're gonna stop that right now. I'm done with the puns. I'm not quite sure how the comparison works, but okay. You just woke up? Well, good morning. A voice guided me in this matter. In order to understand a killer, you must become a killer. So, for just a few short seconds, I became a killer. I see. Her explanation still sounds an awful lot like normal logic and instinct to me. I believe you understand that, to which I allude. If I, as a killer, wanted to be assured that I would not be detained with something on my person, would I not dispose of it at the scene of the crime? I suppose that's a fair enough conclusion. Why would there be some random tape just lying there? Perhaps it was used to gag the victim's mouth, while the killer resorted to torture. For one, it wouldn't make sense to tape someone's mouth if you were torturing them. If information was what you were after, at least. I suppose your logic stands. However, it would be folly to expect all answers to be provided by logic alone. Nick, what's going on? Right. She does have an interesting point, though. This amount of tape would be barely enough to cover someone's mouth. I heard there's some entanglements going on around this stream. I entangled nobody. I'm completely fine here. I did nothing. It looks like this is about as much as we can get from the area around the body for now. I guess the next most logical thing to review is the means of escape from this room. Agreed. We walk towards the front entrance. Hey, would you look at that? School and scripture. A complete bundle. So I went from old to just being a part of a package. We simply wish to examine the front door. I entreat you not to obstruct us in our sacred duty. Ooh, or what? There may be certain unpleasant consequences. Is she angry? So, is this the only way to enter and leave the room? Yes, absolutely. Just kidding. There's also a vent on each side of the library. Oh, there it is, the vents. The vents are here, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you check them out after you're done examining the door, okay? Right. The hinges seem a little messed up. So Gramps isn't completely blind just yet. Extra sus, or double sus. Yeah, nah. Anger really doesn't help your wrinkly old face look any younger. But as for the door, you could thank Hunt for its new wrecked look. Oh? What exactly did Hunt do? When everyone on Mansion Detail was due to switch places, Hunt found out that the door was locked. So he called us all over to see if anyone was responsible. Things got pretty serious when he remembered that Virginia wasn't on mansion duty today. Woo! What fine form. I didn't expect him to just one-shot the door like that. Just kidding. So the door was locked from the inside? Yep, it's one of those simple locks. You push the button from the inside, it locks. You turn the knob from the inside, it unlocks. That's pretty much all you can do when there's no keyhole. Seems awfully impractical. One more thing. Do you remember exactly what time it was when Hunt opened the door? We have Vince. All we need is cams, and then this would be Among Us, literally. Yep, that would be 12:01 p.m. I see. Better take note of that. 12:01 p.m. That's pretty close to 11:59. Wait, is this some kind of joke? Nope. Why would I kid about something so serious? That means there was not but a 2-minute gap between the murder and the discovery of the body? Yep, the mansion people sure look suspicious, don't they? Oh wait, that includes me. Why does he seem so pleased with himself about this? Hey, hold on a second. Where's your part? Yes? Mona, what are you doing down there? She's drawing something? See, isn't she cute? If only we had crayons for times like this. Idiot. But man, I can defos relate to that feeling of wanting to slack off. Who do you think is the most sauce? I think Hunt is right now. For me. I'd have to say Hunt. I did a bit of that earlier today after all. Oh, what do you mean by that? Forgive me if I'm hasty in my assumptions. Would you perhaps be talking about your mansion designation? Oh man, looks like the fox is out of the bag. Yep, as much as I wanted to search, the idea of relaxing in front of an open fire was just too difficult to ignore. I spent the entire time just sitting there. Looks like we'll need to research the game room sometime later. Properly. Guess we should just leave them to it? Indeed, it seems there's no merit to be found in further pursuing matters here. We walked over to the vents. Oh, Blaise, Levitica. Welcome. Hey, Elisa. What have you and Pierce been up to? Just looking through the vents. I'm sussing Grace because she can vent fast. Uh-oh, is Buff Boy going to get ejected before chapter 4? That's pretty sus of you, Blaise. It might happen. You never know. Zeke's Kaide's lie. What can't handle the noodle entanglement? Oh my god. You're not sorry? What is up with the pasta puns? Why do they exist? How's it going in there, Pierce? I'll live. Probably. And there, made it. Aha! Take that, Vent. Excellent work. I'll be sure to broadcast this the next time we go to air. As it turns out, it is 100% possible for someone to crawl through the vents. It's just a really tight squeeze. Interesting. So that makes 3 possible escape routes in total. Both vents and the front door. But as we are aware, the front door was locked from the inside. Whew, made it back. What a magical journey. Can't wait to try it again sometime. Indeed, the God of Bards thanks you for your patronage. I like your attitude. Shall we try out the other vent? Let's go. Somebody's eager. We walked to the other side of the room and watched as Pierce navigate his way through the vent. Uh-oh. Roku's back. Hi. I guess when it comes to pasta jokes, Blaise is already... Oh my god, I'm so done with y'all in these puns! Well, I would have offered. I can confirm that both vents are an equally tight fit. So they're about the same size. Oh yes. How are the insides like? Very clean. Someone has been maintaining them well. Interesting. Clean vents. Ah, yes. Elisa, do you happen to know when everyone arrived at the crime scene? Aw, Blaise. The faith you have in my memory is flattering. And in this case, I'm happy to report that it is not misplaced. Yes, I remember all. I've also gone around and confirmed with a few people to make sure that this is right. Oh? First, Mona, Zeke, Pierce, Hunt, and Sigmund arrived on the scene. This was at 12:01 p.m., which is consistent with what Zeke told us. So he really wasn't kidding, huh? Next up was you and Nataliya. My sources tell me that this was at 12:11 p.m., a whole 10 minutes after. The next group is easy. I came with Grace, Dash, Phoenix, and Florence. We got here at 12:16 p.m. So 5 minutes after me and Nat. Finally, Eden, Virginia, and you, Levitica, arrived at about 12:23 p.m. So Levitica was correct after all. That's some amazing memory. Make whatever you will of this info. I'm happy as long as it's helpful. Order of who arrived at the scene added to the evidence folder. Well, you certainly have an eye for random details. It's why I became a journalist after all. Oh yeah, we've been meaning to bring something to everyone else's attention. What's that exactly? How did she get unmodded? That's weird. A broom with a metal handle. I'm more of a woody broom person myself, if you know what I mean. Yo, Pierce, I know. I wanted to say it too. I wanted to. No, don't do it, Pierce. No, I mean. Oh, this? Just a bit of blood. Where did you find it exactly? It was right next to one of the vents. Because I timed you out, that's why? That's how I knew they'd probably be cleaned of dust. Why else do you think I'd happily go through them? He probably doesn't want to hear what I have to say about that. Hey, even someone like me would draw the line at getting dust in their cravat? What the fuck is that? Well, nice to see that he's self-aware. It's probably time to check the area up the staircase. What are your thoughts on the broom, Levitica? I hate to play devil's advocate, but is it not equally likely that the previous user simply cut their hand while using it? Somehow I find that really hard to believe. I mean, a bloody object found in the same room that a murder happened? Surely it'd be reasonable to suspect that it's related to the crime. Isn't that right, Nataliya? Nani? Oh, Blaise-kun, Levitica-chan. When did you guys get up here? Cravat is a neckband. Oh, that's what he wears. Okay, that's what I thought. A necktie? Okay, so that's the thing on his neck. Levitica and I are just wandering around, gathering as much information as we can. Indeed. Sometimes it is those who appear directionless that really have the greatest sense of direction. Well, I might not have put it that way, but the point stands. Oh ho ho ho! What a carefully crafted statement. Excuse me for a moment. She walks off. What's up with her? Of that, my mind is filled with nothing but uncertainty. She has been like that for a while now. I see. Whatever it is that's bothering her, I hope it's not too serious. Indeed. Would you like me to share some of the information we have gathered so far on her behalf? If it's okay with you. But of course. Pierce gets flustered whenever he hears something that can be taken the wrong way, like a euphemism / double yeah, that's how he is. That's super how he is. Which is crazy because I'm kind of like that too. That was essentially me quitting and Blaise saying you can't quit. You are here until I say so. It's true. One of the first things she notices was the state of the handrail. Take a look. It's much better to see for yourself. And of course, he doesn't just tell us like a normal person would. Okay, so we're on the first floor right now? Though we're really not that far off the ground. This seems to be where the staircase has taken us, yes. It does not appear to connect to the rest of the mansion's first floor. Which basically means the library is just one big self-contained room. So the vents in the front door remain the only possible avenues of exit. An apt summary indeed. Clearly the owner of this estate had a well-placed fondness for literature. Now back to the matter of the handrails. I see. The entire right handrail is more pure than the Blessed One's soul. And in contrast, the left handrail is dustier than the Dust God? I shall overlook your ignorance just this once. Just once? Oh my god, Blaise. Why am I so weird? And in addition, the victim's body is almost directly below the right handrail. Perhaps he was pushed over the edge? No, that probably would have resulted in a few additional wounds all over his body. Besides, there's a bookcase in the way. Ah, I see it now. The light fixture may also have complicated matters if someone was to be flung over the rail. Is it useful for them to be set this low? Someone was railing the handrail. All right. No, I'm pretty sure this is the lowest chandelier I've ever seen. It's almost within touching distance from here. Did they like use the chandelier with the shot put ball somehow? Beautiful. This coming together of the minds. There could be no better feeling. Is that all the information you have to share? There's but one more detail. When you are downstairs, go to the northeastern edge of the library. You'll find something interesting behind the painting of the bearded man. But don't worry. I'll be watching. That's not really what I wanted to hear. This is like some Harry Potter-esque shit. I really wish we got an art of Magnus's body so I can see how it looks. Same. I really wish I could too. It's hard to visualize right now. You nevertheless oblige. Upon reaching the painting... You watch as a small hatch opens in the floor. How nice and foreboding. I guess we'll just have to... That is okay. I am happy to go on behalf of us both. What? Well, we don't know what's down there. That is why I am volunteering. The Lord of Light shall guide my path. I'm not going to complain, but are you sure? Certainly. Now, if you will just excuse me. She disappears down the hatch. Dude, she's a badass. A few minutes pass. I thank you for your patience. Well, what happened? Were there spiders? Please tell me there weren't any spiders. There may have been a few. Wait, how did you get back into the library? Through the front door. It seems this is a secret passage. I was guided directly to the game room, at which point it was a simple matter of convenience to return to the library. Oh, the game room. Do you mind telling me how it was like so I can jot down a few notes? Certainly. Kokoro's FTE was fun. I mean, we did a lot of oh my God. The funny thing about her FTE is when we were doing the FTE, a lot of people could relate to it. So we were all just like spreading out information and such. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. I liked it. Nataliya is so adorable. I don't know why, but she intrigued me. She sort of reminds me of myself and my good friend. Aw, that's cute. We talked a lot about emotions during the FTE. Oh, Nataliya, are you okay to talk now? Hi, sorry about earlier. I just wanted to double check something. I see. You really had me worried there, Nat. Gomen? What is the nature of this something that you wish to check? I was just confirming where everyone was at the time of the crime. It just seemed like the obvious thing to do. Does this mean you're also suspicious of the people who didn't have search duty at the time? I mean, the only reason you'd bother with this is if you thought the possibility exists. I'm certainly not ruling it out myself, but given the circumstances... Hi, I know what you mean. The circumstances definitely point directly towards the people on mansion duty at the time. The 2-minute leeway between the time of death and the discovery of the body makes things especially tricky. However, I still think it's better to be thorough so that we'll have the information on hand if we need it. That's certainly fair enough. There was also a certain someone who I needed to interrogate. A certain someone? You don't mean... Killmore Bear! She does mean. And good on her. This information may have never been released to the public if it wasn't asked for. What information? Oh, was it the fact that the killer received 2 items from my arsenal of murderous goods? The fact that one of them was the shot put? Or perhaps the fact that the other was a rare, limited edition invention? Who can say? What's this? Call it a hunch, if you will. But I had a feeling that the logistics of this case would not have been possible without a bit of outside intervention. Oh, guilty as charged. Wait a second, isn't this a bit unfair for the spotless? Boop, 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 boop. Life is unfair, my dear teacher. Besides, what harm is there in making murder as easy to commit as possible? Monokuma, you're not supposed to get involved? What is life without a bit of death? Does this mean that anyone can obtain an item they want from you at a whim? Oh, if only. Nope, These items are only to be used for crimes. I've already made enough exceptions. Boop, 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 boop. Forget I said anything. Okay. I get you. We watched as he retreated back beneath the floorboards. That last part sounded awfully cryptic. So for now, I should probably take note of what he has said. I should probably go back to Sigmund. He must be wondering where I am. Yeah, he's truly playing favorites, for real. I looked up and saw Sigmund waving back down at us. Well, he already seems to... But Nataliya had already left. That's strange. Something's definitely up with her. I am concerned for her well-being. She is clearly encumbered with the burden of a heavy heart. Has she been talking to you about it? Perhaps, perhaps not. Speaking person to person, though, I do not think it is a problem for a mere missionary to solve. Hey, what's up with the serious face? Says, there's no need to look so glum, you know? I mean, the class trial is just right around the corner. My time with Dash has taught me a valuable lesson. If he can feign happiness while suffering coffee withdrawals, then I swear I'll face the prospect of a class trial with a smile. Isn't one of them much more serious than the other, though? You better be talking about the withdrawal. Huh? Oh, Dash, welcome back. Very good, sir. I simply cannot thank this gentleman enough for what he has done for me. There's no need. I was planning to do a bit of running no matter what today. Such fine commitment to your schedule. My cafe could use more men like you. I suppose we should get them both caught up on what happened while they were gone. Agreed. We probably get Dash and Hunt caught up on the goings-on. This information. Anyone know why he's called Killmore Bear? Copyright? But why would they... The name already has Danganronpa in it, so why would you change his name due to copyright? That's interesting. Is sir and ma'am saying that I'm innocent then? After all, I was too far from the mansion to have committed the crime. Nataliya thinks we shouldn't jump to any conclusions just yet, though. But Dash was with the other people when the body discovery announcement went off. Are you saying there may have been a way to get to the cafe for the mansion in just 2 minutes? I'd be inclined to agree, but only if it involves coffee. Yeah, I don't think coffee like that just exists just yet. I think you're forgetting something more obvious, Dash. Since there were several of us in the cafe at the time, I'm sure we can all vouch for each other's alibis. Apologies, Grace, but I may have spent a little bit of that time asleep. I see. I'll just double check with everyone else then. But I know I definitely saw you. Dash is kind of sus. What is happening here? Your demeanor. Is something worrying you, dear lamb? Who? Me? What just happened? It's just so sad, isn't it? I mean, this all happened so suddenly. 1 minute, Magnus was our friend. He was alive. The next, he's become little more than a thing. He's not our friend anymore, but just a victim. Something about that doesn't sit right with me. Though we had only known each other for a very short time, he was kind to me. Sure, he could be a bit dismissive at times, but I just know that he was a good person at heart. Why? Why did he have to die? Surely none of us would be driven to kill just by a desire to escape. So what could be the reason? After all, we don't even know each other. Such is life, comrade. Mii-Yu seemed to agree with this sentiment. She thought that the scene of Magnus's death deserved to look a little more dignified, at least. Mii-Yu. Do you mind if I take down that little detail, actually? Do you think it is relevant to the crime? Seems more like an important moment in the development of her AI. It's more for sentimental value. I see. Very well then. Just double checking. Is it really okay for her to be moving things around the crime scene like that? We were told it should be fine, since a few other people have already finished making notes on the state of the room. Not like we'll be able to bring the room with us to court. Fair enough. Preservation isn't entirely essential, I guess. By the way, do you know where she is right now? If I recall, she's meant to be your partner. Oh, she's pretty close by, don't worry. Hey, Mii-Yu. You hear the sound of movement nearby. Oh, damn, she probably just like Naruto ran in here. Yes, Grace? Once again, I must thank you for granting me my leave of absence. I just felt it essential to recollect my thoughts. No worries, Mii-Yu. Besides, you didn't even need to ask. I'm your partner, not your master. Right you are. Thank you. Was there anything you wanted to ask her? Wait. I didn't think this far ahead. Can you tell me what you were doing at the time of the murder? Nataliya has you down as being outside the mansion? That is correct. I have grown increasingly fond of trees as of late. The shade they provide seem to be uniquely suited for the performance of some of my functions. And you like the mansion's trees in particular? Yes, they appear to be particularly well maintained. To you humans, perhaps the experience would be akin to a relaxing day at the beach. So I straight under one of them for the entire time. The entire time? Yes, from the time we dispersed from the cafeteria to the time Magnus's body was discovered. This seems worth noting at least. Looks like everyone's whereabouts at the time the body was discovered have also been accounted for. Okay. Anyways. It's time! Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for what you've all been waiting for. Please assemble at the school gates. I can't wait to see you all there. So it's time, huh? For a bear? He's surprisingly troll. Of course he'd make us walk all the way back. Let's just get this over with. Everyone walked back to the school in silence. That is... Was that always there? Or is my arch nemesis deceiving me? I'll be your arch nemesis. Not the time, Virginia. Without saying a word, Mona passed out a sheet of paper to everyone present. Oh, I get to save! Alright, let's go. Oh wait, I accidentally hit load, my bad. What's this? A floor plan of the mansion. I should save though. A floor plan of the mansion. Figured it might be useful for this class trial. We all have our own parts to play after all. Indubitably, comrade. Your efforts shall not be forgotten. Ah, you've even color-coded a few things. Take the library staircase, for instance. Is the arrow green to show that it doesn't connect to the mansion's second floor? Yes. The vents are tiny, though. Please, Buff. The stick figure seems a tad morbid, but at least everyone's talking again. Was this Mona's intention? This just in. 16 brave souls stand poised to enter the maw of probable death. What fate awaits them in this dark and unforgiving pit? Tune in to the next bulletin to find out. And that bulletin is... I need to download the next one. We're back! The class trial of Danganronpa. New World Order Chapter 1. It is time. Let's get it. How does dialogue make you feel? Makes me feel warm inside. Very warm. Does anybody have him? I haven't gotten him. Silence. Silence and even more silence still. Occasionally I'd become dimly aware of the whirring sound of the elevator as we were plunged deeper and deeper into the bowels of the school, our prison. When we stepped in, it was as if the reality of our situation had dawned on us all over again. And now, nobody dared to even speak. All it would take is one mistake, one successful misdirection, and everything that has happened until now would have been for naught. No sooner had I thought that. A whirring sound snapped me out of my solemn reverie. The door swung open, and we obediently stepped out. Oh, what? Yeah, it's looking like the first game. Boop, 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 boop. Welcome to Judge Killmore's specially designed courtroom. Please, make yourselves at home. Remember playing New World Order a long time ago? Is it that old? Come on, people. What happened to all that pep that you had from before? He fell asleep. Hey, Dash. Now's not the time to go AFK. We all need to be there for the next team fight. Dash. Just kidding. Only I need to be there. But you get what I mean. Yes, never has time to play video games, even though he has a Twitch and YouTube channel all about playing games. It's true. I really don't though. Other than like streaming for you guys, like I don't really have time to play games. I only have time to really like record and edit and do social life things on top of that. So this is what it comes to. We've fallen so low that Zeke has become the voice of motivation. Well, I was more than happy to speak, but it hardly seemed prudent given the circumstances. Why exactly wasn't it prudent? What I planned to say, of course. There's a time and place for everything, including the things that are more. Yo, Blaise, I love all your videos. Oh, thank you, Gaming X. You're amazing. Love you. Thank you. Candid. Yes. So is everyone prepared for the trial? That is, none of us need to go to the bath. I do have to go to the bathroom. She glanced briefly at Mii-Yu. Or, dispose of any excess oil? Scanning. It is most kind of you to consider my needs, Grace. Oh no, Mii-Yu is sus! But you have my assurances. I can take care of myself this trial. Grace, my dear, are you quite all right? Why are you asking? If I didn't know any better, I'd presume that this place reminds you of somewhere else. Somewhere even less pleasant. That's enough, ladies and gentlemen. We have more pressing matters to deal with right now. My shoelaces appear to be untied. He bent over, muttering something about an arch nemesis, of course. Yep, we're doomed. At least most of us are talking again. A definite sign of progress, wouldn't you agree? Mona, I can understand, but I hope Nataliya... If Nataliya is the killer, I will never play this again, and I will cry on top of that. So I wasn't just imagining things during the investigation. She's definitely acting out of character. Wonder if she knows more than she's letting on. Ahem. Killmore, when did you arrive on the scene? If she is, I'm done. I never left. Damn, I'm really not used to being ignored. Perhaps I need a little more presence. I think I prefer the previous model. Whether I change is completely up to you. Make sure you behave like good little world candidates, and I think you'll find the trial to be a breeze. Well, top, daylight's burning. Not that you could tell down here. Boop, 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 boop. When you're ready, make sure you stand behind the podium with your name on it. Come on, don't be shy. I want to be shy, though. I like being shy. Sora, hi, welcome. With a slight shuffle of activity, everyone obliged. Even now, I could hardly believe what has just happened. Magnus is dead. No, not just dead. Murdered. And his killer? My song is here! Is someone standing in this very room? No, I cannot believe it. I refuse to believe it. Yet, all that I was faced with was this inescapable truth. So, with only one way out, it was thus that this life and death trial, billowing with hope and despair, finally began. Bam, bam, bam. Enable mean difficulty? Hell to the no, chief. Nope. I like kind difficulty. Give me kind difficulty. Let me look at my skills, though. There's an error. More gold? I don't have any gold? I can't even do that either. I guess I'm done. Court is now in session. Let's get it. It is the... I knew it was going to be the first game trial room. Because it seemed like this game was going to reuse assets from that. See? That wasn't so hard, wasn't it? Ooh. How I've missed this feeling. Idiot, just get on with it, will you? You're feisty, I'll give you that. Let's begin with a simple explanation of the class trials. As you all know, the Blacken is hiding among you. If you guys find him, then he alone will be punished. But if you pick the wrong person, I'll punish everyone besides the black end, and that person will earn the right to leave this school. Are my auditory processes malfunctioning? It sounded as though you just identified the culprit as a male. Woo-wee! Monokuma slipping up in a trial? I love every video you post on your YouTube channel. No wonder you're the ultimate commentary, but I, the ultimate game designer, appreciate every video you make, so I hope you have a great day. Thank you! You're amazing! I appreciate it. I really... Man, thanks for all the love today, guys. I appreciate that. This man slipped up. We are here. I just knew the culprit wouldn't be female. Call it a delightfully devilish hunch, if you will. With a little bit of personal experience thrown in. Personal experience? I did that on purpose to test your keen sense of observation. Congratulations! Really? It sounded more like you reused your voice clips from the last killing game. Why you? Are you accusing me of cost cutting? I'll have you know that we're running on a very high budget. It's practically a blank check. Yeah, we could tell. We could tell with this fucking reused ass trial room. Very high budget. You're not fooling anyone with that diatribe, you know. Okay, you win that round. Sheesh. But the war has only just begun. So, do you guys plan to start anytime soon? I don't have all day, you know. And yes, the killer could be male, female, or anything in between. Do you really think I'd narrow it down for you like that? I like you all, but not that much. Oh, drat. It would have been nice to get a freebie on the side. Yeah, it would have been nice. That's a L that we just received. Freebie. Hey guys, what should we talk about first? You know what's funny? Actually, I don't know if anybody would get offended by this, but I was at a restaurant yesterday, and above the bathroom door, I was like, oh, what gender is this, right? And above the bathroom door, there was a big sign that said, whatever you are. It literally just said, whatever you are. No specifics, whatever you are. I was like, this is the best restaurant ever. Because I'm having a hard time with my final exams down here in Australia, so I've been watching your videos to make me feel better, Blaise. Maybe I might make a sprite for you. Oh, that'd be so nice. I'd appreciate that. That'd be cute. Makes sense, right? Ahem. Your Honor, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. Yo, he should be the best. He should honestly be the best. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury. Hey, stop sidetracking me. My sincerest apologies, comrade. It just slipped out. Anyway, I submit that we start by outlining the basic facts of the case. We could then see where we go from there. Well, you're much more dependable than you seem, Pierce. Hey, what do you mean, than I seem? I may have my moments, but I'm still the ultimate lawyer. If it pleases the court, that concludes my submissions. That's normal, just to be honest, right? All-inclusive bathroom, like, whatever you are. Submission. Allow me to lend my voice to Pierce's suggestion. Is that a Blaise spray? Hey, whoa! Let us start by putting all the basic facts forward. Though to be real, I wouldn't have started my fan game without your vids and streams. Really? Yeah, we're out here inspiring fan games. Let's go. And if you guys do make a fan game, send it to me. I can play it or read it or whatever. Whatever it is. It's a staple of teaching to ensure that my students understand everything after all. Oh, is that how you view us? Well, it's okay. A platonic relationship is the best relationship, comrade. Start the game already. Yes, let us proceed at once. I suppose we don't really have a choice, do we? Read the tutorial? Okay. Time for another episode of Narrator and Friends. It seems I've been promoted to the tutorial department. Lucky you, hey? In a class trial, there will be many different segments where arguments are presented and then challenged or affirmed. The bread and butter segment is known as the non-stop debate. Ooh. Whoa, 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 whoa. JoJo coming in with the raid. Here comes the money. Big money. Here comes the money. It's not even money, but I don't care. It's a big raid. Hi, JoJo and his people. I love you, JoJo. I really appreciate it. Hello, Raiders. We're in the middle of a Fangan. We're playing a Danganronpa Fangan. This is New World Order. So, yeah, it has nothing to do with the Danganronpa main series games at all. It is created by fans of the series. It's very, 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 very good. So if you guys want to check it out yourselves, it's actually free. Type in Danganronpa New World Order chapter 1 or the prologue and try it out for yourself. Go download it. It's really cool. Pizza Pops, where? Blaise really be getting raided. We don't get raided very often, so I appreciate it, JoJo. We be doing the raids though, that's for sure. Go Blaise, I'm back. Welcome back. The non-stop debates flow. The argument passes from candidate to candidate as they take turns discussing the specified topic. This should be familiar to veterans of the official Danganronpa games and our parties who have read the original fanfic. Argument threads that may be challenged appear as orange text, while affirmable arguments appear in blue. When you notice a statement of interest that you can use combined with a truth bullet, make sure you click the statement itself. Wait, what? You will then be prompted to select the supporting or contradictory evidence from the list of truth bullets. The bullets themselves will appear as a list before the non-stop debate commences and will pop up again at the end. However, you will not be able to see them in the heat of discussion. Because realism! Yes. So make sure you remember them. Another thing to be wary about. You will lose influence the moment you click on an incorrect statement. Oh, I have a life bar in this one. Oh, this isn't going to be forgiving. So ensure that you are absolutely certain of your choice beforehand. But we can save anywhere we want, right? When your influence drops to 0, you will automatically lose. For this trial, you will start with 100 influence. And shock horror. The status bar on the top right of the screen displays your influence. Try not to be too influenced by it. Okay. Now, depending on the context of the discussion, influence drain can be high or low. Where are our cookies? I'll give you guys cookies. I need 50 points and then I can type in the sub only chat. In most cases, an incorrect response will lose you 10 influence points. Unless you're playing in hard mode. And if you are, how delightfully masochistic of you. Note that suspects, okay. It's the only way of recovering lost influence during the trial, you know, other than dying like a complete amateur. Party laughter. Other than my undying respects, there are currently no rewards for finishing the class trial with high influence or without dying. Oh, that's not fair. You will, however, get a grade. Kind of a Danganronpa tradition to get a grade at the end of every class trial. That's true. Very true. However, the grade will be rather inaccurate if you were to, for example, load to cheat death. But you wouldn't do something so underhanded, would you? That's what they think, but that's exactly what's going to happen. I'm going to be loading. Sounds easy so far. Great to hear. We're so close to finishing. The purpose of this visual novel, non-stop debates will generally pan out at least once before you are able to intervene. In other words, most of the time you'll have to listen to everyone's arguments at least once before cycling through them again. Kind of like the cross-examinations of Phoenix Wright. Okay. Certainly beats... I played Danganronpa before. Before I leave, get this. There's rumors afoot of a shortcut to the backlog. What was it? Mouse wheel up? Right click? Something like that. It's mouse wheel up. I also thought I'd pass on a message from my superiors. Save the game and make multiple copies in case something does go wrong. Oh, please. As if there's anything wrong with... Well, aren't you glad you listened all the way to the end? No, I'm not. Good luck and have fun. Okay, sweet. What game is this? This is Danganronpa New World Order. We've played this. Oh, shit. I didn't see all my bullets. Go back. It's time for us to start our submissions. How does this work? We know that Magnus was killed in the library. He died from blunt force trauma when he was struck in the back of the head. What do I shoot? Severe blunt force trauma. I wonder what that means. I know it says that we had to view all of them before we could do anything. Maybe he was hit extra hard. If you was in Danganronpa, would you kill? Who would you kill? Or would I kill just in general? No, I would not. I'm too nice. I'm not actually I'm a horrible liar. As you can tell when I play Among Us. Actually, no, I'm actually a great liar. I'm good at trolling people. I could probably get away with the murder if I did murder someone. We've only just started, but there's already a gaping contradiction. Okay, wait, hold on. Look. Time to hit the ground running and correct it for the benefit of everyone. Now, can I shoot? How does this work? I'm so confused. Hello? Blaise is super sus right now? Never. I could never be sus. Oh, okay. I think I get it. You click on a statement, then you choose a bullet. I see. I get it. Like a golf ball on a windy day. Very good, sirs and ma'ams. And on top of that... That's wrong. That's wrong. What? Wait. No. Okay, yeah, here it is. No, that's wrong. Okay, I got it. We're good. We're good. Sir? Was the testimony not to your liking? I'm afraid not, Dash. What you just said blatantly contradicts the facts. After all, the Killmore files specifically state the time of death down to the minute. What? Give me a second. With a flourish, Dash pulled out his file. Oh, right you are. My apologies. I wasn't able to check the file properly because of my physical and mental state earlier. Speaking of which, I do not have a Discord server, actually. Sadly. Could we perhaps finish the trial relatively soon? Well, I do, but I don't use it. Hang in there, Dash. It'll be over before you know it. Hey, that's my line. So you're saying you didn't know about the specific time of death because you didn't check the file properly? And then no one bothered to update you on it because it was assumed knowledge? Ah, I hate it when that happens. I'd have thought that a time interval would have been more appropriate. 11 to 12 seemed more natural at the time. I'm getting a strange feeling of deja vu. I know, right? IKR? Hey, Killmore, what's the deal with the oddly specific time of death? It's a secret. Which means it's important. Let us not ignore the elephant in the room any longer. We can learn a lot from the time of death. If you were in a killing game, I would kill you or leave with one way or another you will leave. Wait, whoa, what? You would kill me? That's horrible. You just need to compare it with another piece of evidence. Well, it's more of a compilation. A piece of evidence that's more like a compilation? Hey, just thought I'd quickly interject here. Oh, hi, narrator, you're back. As you'll soon find out, this trial is routinely punctuated by make your choice segments. Unless otherwise stated, this means you're being prompted to pick out a piece of evidence from your entire list. You select a piece of evidence that correctly addresses the issue. That's all there is to it. Over and out. Make your choice. What did he say? It was a piece of evidence that's more like a compilation. What else we got? Dusty broom. Oh, right here. The order of who arrived at the scene. I see. You're talking about the time that passed between Magnus's death and the discovery of the body, aren't you? No, don't say it. Of course you are. Incredible. To be honest, Blaise seems more like a chapter 3 victim. Y'all killing me. Yes. All in all, this killer had a mere 2 minutes to flee the scene after killing the victim. A most peculiar conundrum, wouldn't you agree? In other words, the mansion people are highly suspicious. Who was on duty at that time? Let's see. I was in charge of the laboratory. Pierce and Mona had the trophy room and infirmary. And then there was Zeke, who was in the game room, and Hunt, who was tasked with searching the servants' quarters. And of course, Magnus had the decidedly fatal duty of searching the library. Wow, that's some astonishing memory. You ever considered becoming a secretary? But of course, I'm not finished. Let's see. At 11 a.m., Levitica was in charge of the dining hall, while Hunt was right next door in the kitchen, with Florence watching out from the pantry. Meanwhile, Nataliya searched the sitting room, with Grace right next door in the lounge, who was herself next to Pierce in the game room. Now, as for 10:30 a.m., thank you, sir, we're done. As far as serving sizes go, I do believe that was more than generous. Quite right. Now, you can't see it on Mona's floor plan since it only covers the first floor. The laboratory, trophy room, and infirmary are all adjacent to each other. So, to preempt any baseless accusations, Pierce has a wonderful suggestion. My learned friend speaks the most flattering words. Yes, we decided to keep our doors open so that we could monitor each other. All at my behest, of course. I must say, Pierce, first an investigation, now this. You're really fond of this monitoring business, aren't you? These idiots can tell you I had nothing to hide, so you can stop looking at me. Did any of you three see anything strange or suspicious while you were searching the first floor? Anything at all? You mean other than Pierce behaving like a complete... You promised not to tell anyone. Your Honor, please strike that from the record. Huh? What's going on? Sorry, I tune on account of how boring this whole thing is right now. This trial will be the death of me. Why? Because you're the killer? No! Are you trying to lead me into confessing? Groot. Allow me to summarize what just happened. What? We just learned that Sigmund, Mona, and Pierce have alibis for their search designations. So from 11:30 to 12. Well, I figured it out. What if Magnus was attacked beforehand? Then he died slowly over time from his injuries. There's already precedent for this from the last killing game with the tranquilizer darts. Surely an equally revolutionary mechanism is at play here. While I agree that at face value, it seems a hidden mechanic was at play here, I do not think it affected the cause of death. Are you not inclined to agree, Florence? Right you are. Those were some pretty considerable injuries. Indeed. Dying slowly from such severe blunt force trauma? I don't think so. If you saw the state his skull was left in after the attack, you know he died an instant death. He died instantly? And you're certain of this, comrade? Even if we were to entertain the possibility that he was still alive after the initial attack, the effect on his time of death would have been negligible. I doubt he would have lived for longer than an additional minute, maybe two. Which, if true, leads us into the most sticky of situations. According to Danganronpa Shattered Hope, Blaise is alive, so possibly he's a survivor? Y'all right. Everyone, please listen. A thought just occurred to me. What if the crime happened at a completely different time? Just like Hunt asserts. Mii-Yu! Are you sure you've been properly tending to your circuits? I mean, such a notion just seems completely outlandish. I'll have you know that my circuits are in perfect working order, thank you very much. So please, just hear me out. Rebuttal showdowns? Do we need it to... Let's go in. We got this. I have a theory. The crime could have happened at a completely different time. More precisely, the time we've been using as a point of reference. Could have been manipulated by the true killer. All they would have needed to do is change all the clocks in the mansion. The clocks. And we'd be known the wiser. That's not a bad theory, but something is definitely wrong with it. We just have to open her up to accepting this. All right, how does this work? Calm down. I think you need to calm down. But I am already calm. So I suppose I have no way of proving it, do I? This is what I get for just jumping into it. But I'm not going to complain because I was the dumb one that did this. Oh, internal body clock. I thought robots all have an internal body clock. So wouldn't you have been able to check that instead? Not all robots. Oh no! Oh no! Okay, would have been difficult. While it's true that the killer could have distorted our perception of time, that would have been very difficult to do in the circumstance. They need to alter every single clock in the mansion. One unaltered clock would have destroyed their whole plan. I concede that it would have been difficult, but surely such a possibility is more believable than the crime taking place in just 2 minutes. Unless you have something that suggests the clocks couldn't have been tampered with around the time of the crime. Actually, Mii-Yu, I have just the thing. If you consider the conditions of search duty at the time, the piece of evidence proves that it was impossible to manipulate the clocks. Make your choice. I don't do the tutorials, all right? We go in. What was Can I look at those real quick? Let's just do hers. Levitica's testimony proves it. But couldn't someone have altered the clocks after she checked? I don't think you could view her testimony as conclusive. Rip the no damage run for this one, boys. Doesn't do the tutorials. I'm getting deja vu of a different YouTuber. Do not say DSP. I will be upset. Allow me to cut through those words. Do not say DSP. That was some impressive logic there, Mii-Yu. Especially for a robot. But unfortunately, it wasn't quite decisive. I see. My logical reasoning drive is prepared to receive your rebuttal. Levitica, you know how we were discussing the locations of the clocks earlier when we were investigating. Could you repeat them for everyone, please? I hope that didn't come across as too bossy. It would be my pleasure. On behalf of the Whispers, I convey to you the following. The game room, the lounge, servants' quarters, dining hall, library, and reception were each graced with the presence of a clock. Now, an important fact to note is this. Excluding the library, at least 2 of these rooms were being searched from 11 to 11:30. And again from 11:30 to 12. We all know what this means. Since 2 or more rooms were being searched, even if one of the searchers was the killer, it would still be impossible to change the clock in the other person's room. Assuming that neither person left their room at any time. I didn't neglect my duties, of course. I had no reason to leave. And neither did I. Right, and as long as these claims hold, it would have been impossible to throw off our perception of time by changing the clocks. I see. Perhaps I was a bit hasty in raising the possibility of a time manipulation mechanic. I was going to say Corey Kenshin. Oh, Corey Kenshin doesn't do tutorials? I thought he did. No, you were completely in the right there. King Riku, thank you for the host. After all, these trials only work if they are based on a full consideration of every possibility. It was also perfectly valid to say that a manipulation mechanic would have been more likely than a murder committed in a mere 2 minutes. Arin from Game Grumps really doesn't do the tutorials. That's a good comparison. Thank you. But now that Mii-Yu's theory has been invalidated, such a conclusion now seems inescapable. So where does this get us exactly? Up creek without a paddle? I mean, very good, sir. Oh, to the contrary. It narrows down our suspect pool quite considerably. What? Oh. Who might you be talking about, I wonder? Zeke, I hate to be the breaker of bad news, but she's talking about the mansion people. Specifically, you and Hunt. Oh, and I did say Hunt, huh? Just saying. Ah. But why us two in particular? With only 2 minutes to work with before the alarm was raised. It pretty much has to be one of the people in the mansion at the time of the crime. And if you discount the people on the first floor, as well as Magnus himself, you don't really think I killed Comrade Magnus, do you? Besides, Zeke is clearly the most suspicious of us two. He even admitted to killing Magnus in his testimony. Sheesh, Hunt. I was being sarcastic. Just kidding. You're not helping me things, Zeke. We're sorry, Hunt. But since this is a trial, we have to follow the facts. It's only reasonable that hard evidence can't be dispelled by belief alone. So if you want us to trust in what you say, then prove it. Uh-oh. To say I feel uneasy about this would be a gross statement. Something just seems wrong. Very wrong. And is it just me? Or has Nataliya been silent this whole... She has! No, please! No, 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 no! Everyone, you have to understand. I would never hurt a fellow comrade. It goes against the spirit of the revolution. Happy Halloween, Danny! Yeah, what Hunt said. I'm not the killer. Oh my god, alright, we're doing the tutorial. Oh no, it's chaos in the courtroom. Whatever we do, how are we to respond to this mass panic debate? Well, fear not, dear reader. A mass panic debate is basically a non-stop debate. You'll just be listening to more than one testimony at the time. Fun, right? The exact same rules apply. However, the testimonies will blend. You'll see what I mean soon. On the plus side, mass panic debates are subject to a lower rate of influence drain. You know, since most of the attendees are a bit preoccupied. Well, have fun. No, don't say please be Nataliya. You're horrible. Why? I can't be the killer. So we have floor plans, library door, and Killmore file. Let's save. Nataliya's chilling. Woo! This is crazy. Why this song lit? Because that has a long wind-up time? This is getting out of hand. I have to seize on a point of interest fast or the whole trial will be derailed. Let me see that one more time. Yo! Where did he say he was? Oh, wait. No, I didn't mean to do that. Yeah, I know this is an underrated mechanic. A lot of fan games that we played haven't used this, I think. Yeah, I want to look at the evidence. That's what it was. Okay. Thank you. Do. So he said he stayed in the game room. And then what was the floor plans? It's sus that Zeke was in the game room because that secret passage that we took takes you to the game room. I'm sorry, this song hits. I love it. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. You hope it's Zeke? I don't think it's Zeke though. I think it's the first thing that Zeke said. But it does say that the truth bullets that I can use are the Killmore file, the floor plans, and the library door. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. Mass Panic is one of my favorites from V3, right? Well, apparently that's true. Let's do floor plans. I hear it. Huh, did you just say that you didn't have easy access to the crime scene? Yes, because it's true. I would have needed to pass through several rooms to get to the library. That's where you're wrong. Look, you can see it right here on the floor plan. Even though it's small, there's a vent that connects the servants' quarters directly to the library. A vent? Preposterous. I did not know of such a vent when I was searching the servants' quarters. You were pretty close to the bathroom, though. How could I use something that I didn't even know existed? That's effectively an admission that you weren't diligent in your search. How disappointing, Hunt. But how about the fact that I arrived at the scene with everybody else? We never would have gotten the door open otherwise. The culprit who discovers their own crime. Hardly an uncommon mystery trope, I'm afraid. What a load of poppycock. The true culprit has dug their ice pick right into inside your skulls. Mona, is there anything else about the floor plans that we should be aware of? Well, I suppose it didn't really say on the first draft. The orientation is like so. The north side is the actual north side, and so on. Even an idiot would have been able to figure it out, but you never know. Other than this, nothing else comes to mind. I don't even think he could get into the vent. Because Phoenix, or it wasn't Phoenix. Earlier, when we were trying him out, he said it was a tight fit. Thank you, dear lamb. Now, in the matter of hand. Pierce. There it is. While it is true that assumption remains the height of folly, I shan't ignore the facts any longer. Hunt, either you are ignorant and averted your eyes from the vent while searching the servants' quarters, or you did know and you used it to access the crime scene. If you really are the culprit, Hunt, then I suggest you don't turn your eyes away from salvation. Confess right now. Let the waters of redemption cleanse you of your sins. Your silence is making this really difficult for the flock. Oh, benevolent whispers, what is your counsel? Hold it right there. What's this, a split opinion? Looks like I shall have to take this chance to relocate you. Opposite sides of the court. Oh, you already know! You already know, boys and girls, it's time! How anticlimactic. Yes, a travesty, isn't it? These trial grounds used to be more phenomenal, but it was too much of a safety hazard to have the podiums levitating midair. So because I care about your safety, you'll have to do this the old-fashioned way. Like hell you care about our safety. Enough chatter. Let's get this started, shall we? Nah, I know scrum debates. Let's go. Play that song. Hey, let's go! Okay, whoa. Levitica looks like she has something to say to that. But what about what? What up? Wait, stop. Oh no. Hold on. What in the real fucks is happening here, Chief? This is what happens when you don't play the tutorial. You did it again, and that's what you get? Okay. Okay, stop. Leave me alone. Wait a second. Okay, wait, whoa. It won't let me click on anything. How did I do that? We are all imperfect beings. There is not a single soul. What? Inflict severe. It would have been child's play for him to carry the shot put to the scene and even easier to kill Magnus with it. Okay. When will you learn? When will you learn? Ah, I'm not learning. Okay. What? Oh, you have to click on the right word? Oh, so you have to... Okay, I did it. I don't doubt that Hunt is a well-endowed individual. The shot put was already the same because Killmore put it there. There was no need to carry it over. Sweet. But that's Killmore's lie, isn't it? Wait. From my perspective as a fellow robot, I don't think Killmore Bear would be able to lie about something like that. I sincerely doubt it's within the parameters of his programming. This was by far the hardest. I don't, from what I could see, only Hunt... Can you give me time to like... Only Hunt had easy access to the crime scene. Are you not forgetting something? You haven't been cleared yourself. You could also access the crime scene at your leisure. Okay. Nevertheless, Hunt remains the more likely culprit in the absence of anything that would exonerate him. Okay, whoa. I want to... Let's do culprit. That's not right. Okay. Hold on. Is it Hunt? Okay, this is harder than it was in the in V3. Like super hard. Whoosh intensify. I tried Hunt. It's probably absence. Oh, it's not absence. Already tried culprit, right? You know what? We'll take you up on that. That if I were to tell you that evidence, which would... I hit that word and it didn't work the first time. Okay. All right. that was a little glitchy. This is our answer. That was different. That was a different way of doing that. That was cool though. It wouldn't be harder in V3 if you didn't skip the tutorial. Blaise, no, you can't make me read tutorials, game. Haha, game goes whoosh. No, I think I got too brave. I'm getting too brave about these games now. Because like with this game and how it plays, like with the Fangans, right? Like I expect them to all play like the main series game when they do their little mini games. So instead of me like going in and reading, because like, you know, that would probably be the smart thing to do since it's my first time playing, I'm just like, nah, screw the tutorial. I've played Danganronpa before. It's probably just like the main game series, and it's not. Obviously. So yeah, I'm learning from my mistakes. Well, you said you have decisive evidence proving Hunt can't be the killer. Now be a good sport and show us. No crunch bind. About that. That may or may not have been a bluff. Oh no. I know that type of face. I'm just catching my breath, that's all. He says while sweating bullets. I was hoping no one would notice. Think, Blaise, think. There has to be something in the evidence which proves that Hunt isn't the killer. Something that we may have overlooked this whole time. I just need to check whether the conditions of the scene would have enabled Hunt to escape. Make your choice. Oh, Phoenix's examination. No. I'm getting Phoenix and Pierce mixed up. Maybe it's because both of their names start with a P. State of the vents. That's what it is. Both are relatively small and were just big enough for Pierce to fit through. Let's try it. Take that! I knew my suspicions were correct. If we were looking for it, we would have known all along. And yet, you have a distinct look of sudden realization. Where is Nataliya in all of this? She's still quiet. Again, I was hoping no one would notice. Everyone, I'd like to draw your attention to the vents themselves. The vents themselves? And what, pray tell, is so I see. Seems we may have been a bit hasty in our accusations. Of course you were. I second that, actually. Since the door was locked from the inside, it can be deduced that the killer must have escaped through the vents. You see, when Elisa and Pierce conducted their ventilation experiment, we found out one key piece of information. It had to do with the size of the vents. I did save. Namely, someone with Pierce's build could just barely fit through. Meaning Hunt would have been too big to get through the vent. So it would have been impossible for him to commit the crime. I just knew it. I knew someone so kind-hearted couldn't possibly be the killer. You flatter me with your words, comrade. True. It's pretty rare to meet people who know how to build properly. Looks like you got me, Hunt. Is that a confession? Aha, I knew it. But hold on just a second, everyone. Hunt might not have been able to use the vents, but the vents weren't the only way out of the room. What? You mean to say I could still be the culprit? Ordinarily, yes, but definitely not in this case. That's why I know you're innocent for sure. You really shouldn't play with my feelings like that. There was something unique about this means of escape, you see? After all, it coincided with the search destination of this person. Y'all know who we're accusing. It could only be him. I know the music got super loud, didn't it? It could only be... No, I'm kidding. Do y'all really think... Hold on. Turn it down. Do y'all really think Best Girl would have done something like this? No. No. Of course not. Come on now. Of course not. It can only be him. It has to be him. Who else could it be? No one. It has to be Zeke. She probably just saw something and never said anything. Virginia could not have done this. I mean, Kaede tried to kill Rantaro and Chiaki killed Nagito and they're best girls, so... But yeah, you can't kill Nataliya this early, though. She's too cool. Could there be something hidden here? I don't think so. Because no, it couldn't be anybody else because it could only be one of those two people. It could only be Hunt or him because although she's been kind of sus. Grace has been sus, though. So let's just try Zeke. You're the only one, Zeke. I mean, come on. The secret passageway went to the game room.
Lel?
You know, I thought it was weird that you conceded to Hunt so quickly. After all, it still would have been possible for him to commit the crime had he used the secret passage. And unfortunately, in your case, that was a sort of caveat that you simply didn't want to bring up. After all, the secret passage opened up into the games room. And remind me, who had the search duty there at that time? Zeke, please say this isn't true. You can't be the killer, could you? No, there's no... This fiesta has gone on for long enough. Me, the killer? Please. I was too busy getting cozy in front of a fire to go off making plays around the map. Mona can back me up, right? You promised not to talk about it. Oh, what's this? I had to use the bathroom during my designation. That's when I bumped into Zeke. He was sitting in front of the fireplace when I walked in. So he wasn't lying about the fire? Seriously, what idiot designed that mansion? There wasn't even a single bathroom on the first floor. Is that Gundam Sprite? So she did leave her post. That explains her reaction from earlier. And when did this happen? I'd say around 11:40. That was when I left the infirmary to go to the bathroom. I spent no longer than about 5 minutes in the bathroom. Zeke made a point of talking to me the whole time. We discussed some trivial matters before I went back on my way. If it was that trivial, does this mean I can tell everyone? You're just begging to get shot, aren't you? Mona, my dear, that seems like a pretty crucial testimony. Why on earth would you withhold it? It's not like it's a proper alibi. Magnus was killed at 11:59, was he not? So I can't vouch for what Zeke did during the actual time of the murder. Fair enough. But you never know. Sometimes even the most meaningless of details can be case-breaking. That's how any good mystery is written. So in the end, we learned absolutely shit all. You get it? From this. We're right back to where we started. Coffee withdrawals kicking in again, Dash? That might be part of it. The whispers counsel caution. This humble flock has been brought to the precipice of purgatory itself. And you're saying this on behalf of which god exactly? If I were to presume, I'd say one hailing from an Abrahamic faith. One that endowed all humans with the capacity to reason and use logic, allowed me to convey their benevolence as thus. The walls of the secret passage are paper thin. Moreover, the floorboards creak with the most ghastly of noises when you even so much as tiptoe over them. Yes, you told me about those details after you got out of the secret passage. But in my haste, I neglected to consider one important fact. Or rather, I willfully failed to account for it because it didn't seem important at the time. I am, of course, talking about the pathing of the secret passage. The pathing? Can you show us on the plans? But of course. As you can see, the passage is built into the thick walls of the mansion. It follows the outside wall around like so. I still can't tell if you're trying to help me or not. And here, we come to the crux of the issue. Whether or not you are helped by what I say is not a matter for me to judge. However, someone else here can. And they alone can shed light on whether you're innocent or not. Who is Levitica talking about? Is it you? Okay, let me save. I thought it would have been her because she hasn't said shit. Let's look. Who was there? Wasn't it wasn't it Grace? I thought you had to choose her too. Yeah, like she made sense for a minute there. Wasn't Grace there? No, because Grace was at the cafe, right? Nataliya about to get Blaise killed because he keeps picking up on her. I know, I keep picking her because she's so suspicious. She won't say anything. What if the vents match up with it? Huh. Was Mii-Yu outside? I mean, we could... I don't think it's Hunt. I don't think Hunt... It had to be somebody outside. Mii-Yu was, but where can you exit the vents? Don't they lead right out to the the question is only there's only one person that can attest to who heard Zeke crawling through the secret passageway. And from what we know, you can hear the secret passageway from outside. The answer is elevator. I guess I could pick Mii-Yu, but I don't know. That's the only one I could think of too. I mean, she's the only one I could think of that was outside. Yeah, it was. It can only be you. Me? Just you. Her? But why do you wish to cross-examine the robot, dear sir? Cross-examine a robot? I mean, animals I can understand, but robots? So did you know that Mii-Yu was a robot all along? Mii-Yu is a robot? Where have you been? Who else did you think Sigmund was talking about? I hope y'all don't plan to pick up on her again. No, of course not. We're not going to pick on her. This is absolutely essential. Are you okay with it, Mii-Yu? We just wish to confirm that you saw or heard at the time of the crime. You know, since you were on the north side of the mansion. Scanning. Affirmative. Engaging memory recall module. Oh no, I'm reading the tutorial. Fuck that. I've learned from my mistakes. Here comes a special variant of the non-stop debate. In this mode, the flow of the discussion will center around only one person. The purpose of the cross-examination will determine how you respond to it. If you are grilling someone, you need to respond to points of interest. For all intents and purposes, every statement in the testimony would then be a point of interest. So if you are hearing the testimony to try and draw out more information or to clarify something, things end up being a lot easier. You will simply be asked to deduce what you can learn from the testimony. Other than this, it's similar to a normal non-stop debate in what you have to compare the evidence with what is being said. Okay, but it's hardly a debate when it's so one-sided, isn't it? Farewell. Balls deep, Blaise. Skip tutorial. I'm not doing it. Mii-Yu's observations. After the meeting at the... Hey, there's music though. Hey. After the meeting at the cafeteria, I headed straight to the mansion. Dang, this music! What? I've been growing increasingly fond of trees lately, so I wanted to ascertain the quality of the flora in the vicinity of the mansion. I was pleasantly surprised to find that the trees were amazingly well kept. I remember talking about the trees. I found the perfect tree mere meters away from the north side of the mansion. I then placed myself underneath it and proceeded to recalibrate my emotional discernment simulator. I heard nothing suspicious the entire time. I don't think I saw anything suspicious either. Moreover, I didn't move the entire time that I was there. Hey! Whoa! When the body discovery announcement went off, that's when I rushed to the library. Well, was my testimony helpful in any way? I mean, if she didn't hear anything, I think it would mean that no one used it. I don't think it means that Zeke's completely innocent, though. Let's go with this one. I see. Great work, Mii-Yu. Thanks to your testimony, we now know that no one could have possibly used the secret passage. Scanning. On what basis did you make that assertion? Think of it like this. The secret passageway loops around like so. Moreover, you were situated somewhere along the north wall, very close to the mansion. Add to that the fact that the walls were paper thin and the floorboards were incredibly noisy. Bye, Chaos. Thanks for coming. I see it now. Since Mii-Yu was located somewhere along the north wall, if anyone had used the secret passage, she could have heard it. Aren't you giving her a bit too much of a free pass here? Groot. And aren't you being a little ungrateful? Her testimony helps you, you know. Right? Because it would have been impossible for anyone but you, Zeke, to escape during the using the secret passage. It empties out into your room after all, and you claim you never left. Which means you're clean if what Madame Robot asserts is true. And nobody used the secret passage at all. That's not what I mean. Mii-Yu was at the mansion too, was she not? What happened to testing all possibilities? Or is that only okay when there are possibilities you can all agree with? Zeke, what's gotten into you? Surely this is the part where you say you're just kidding, right? You think that just because no one notices you, that you can have it easy? We're all in this together. High School Musical. That means no flying under the radar as long as I draw, breathe, or my tag's not the Hero 27. I draw breath. I see that you are doubtful of my innocence. On these facts, my logic drive is pushing me to conclude that this is simply selfishness at play. That, with me being the only other suspect, it's either me or you. That innate drive towards self-preservation, I feel as if I know it well. And an earlier version of myself might have accepted that conclusion without questioning it. But self-preservation isn't your true goal, is it? Very well. I shall testify again. And after hearing it, I hope you'll be completely assured of my innocence. Diverting all energy to logical reasoning drive. Wait, what? Why I'm not the killer. All right, let's look at this evidence real quick. First of all, what is Grace's testimony? Wait a second. And wait, weren't the vents clean? Oh no. What if it is Mii-Yu? Oh no! Floor plans. Shot put ball. Wait, I wouldn't have thought it was her. A metal shot likely used a murder weapon. Okay, let's just jump into it. Let's see what happens. Oh no! Yo, don't do this to me! Allow me to explain why I can't be the killer. I'll deliver this as a list to make it as easy to understand as possible. Firstly, it would have been impossible for me to use the murder weapon. Secondly, I didn't know about the existence of the secret passion until after the crime, so I couldn't have used it. Thirdly, the vents would have been difficult for me to use. Fourthly, I was outside the whole time, so I'm innocent. What the f— And that concludes my main testimony. Please act with haste. I don't know how long I'll be able— Whoa. I'll be able to keep this up. Seems I need to change tact and find something to either support or contradict her on. Better hurry though. It's obvious that this is taking a huge toll on her. What? I doubt she's the killer. No way, it's Mii-Yu. Okay. I didn't know about the existence of the secret passage after the crime, so I can't have used it. This one I'm challenging. Oh wait. Damn. All right, wait, let me look at it again. Why would she be... Why would it be impossible for her to use the shot put ball? That doesn't make sense to me. I want to challenge that. Because it's light. It's not like it's a heavy thing. What would make her impossible to use it? I don't get that. Oh, I guess not. Okay. I didn't know about the existence of the secret passage after the crime, so I can't have used it. Why would the vents have been difficult for her to use? Like those, like the murder weapon one and then this one are confusing to me because I'm like, why would it be impossible for you to use the vents? Oh, well, I mean, she wasn't unless her thing is true and she wasn't inside. But wait. Metal bends? She's too weak to throw the ball? The book thing may seem she can't carry more than the weight of a book in each hand. Oh. Oh. So she is right. She can't. Okay. Oh, you're right. You're right. Okay. Oh. I wasn't putting two together there. People have the strength of an old man. Oh, yeah, he did. I'm not really comparing the two, though, but yeah. Okay, Mii-Yu, don't worry. I figured it out. You're going to need a red potion to heal all that back? I know, right? Reverting. That was reckless of me. I've never diverted all my energy towards a single function before. It looks like I wasn't made for something like that. So I don't think I'll ever be doing that again. Well, what did you find out? We haven't got all day. Monokuma's sleeping. Looks like some of you is rubbing off on him, Dash. Good. Back to the matter at hand. Thankfully, you said it earlier, so I was able to hear it loud and clear. Mii-Yu can't have used the murder weapon. Isn't that right, Grace? Whatever do you mean? Awfully strange, isn't it? Why would Mii-Yu need to carry the books back so slowly? I mean, one in each hand, there's really no logic to it. Or perhaps there was an even simpler explanation. What if I told you that Mii-Yu doesn't have the grip strength to carry multiple books in each hand? Is this true, Comrade Robot Girl? If so, we need to work on getting you into a proper exercise routine. I don't think it's something that you can just be exercised away. But the fact of the matter is, even though Mii-Yu was near the mansion at the time of the crime, it would have been impossible for her to swing or even carry the shot put. Can I confirm this to be the case, Mii-Yu? So that is how you humans would phrase it. Perhaps it is a self-preservation technique built in so that I don't feel conscious of my own shortcomings. Indeed, it appears that I lack grip strength in my hands. They're very delicate. I had to reattach them when I tried to weigh the shot during the investigation. At the time, I was relieved that Grace didn't see me. But in hindsight, if Grace had seen it happen, we would have saved a lot of time and energy just now. Oh, Mii-Yu. There really wasn't any need to feel so embarrassed. Even an ultimate isn't perfect in every way. Yes, I think I'm beginning to see that now. Ladies and gentlemen, if you would permit me to summarize. Based off what we know about the case, only the people in the direct vicinity of the mansion are suspicious. This is because a mere 2 minutes passed between the time of death and the discovery of the body. However, the people on the first floor all have airtight alibis. Even though Mona briefly left to go to the bathroom. Sigmund and Pierce were still able to keep an eye on each other. Furthermore, due to Hunt's size and Mii-Yu's low carry strength, neither of them could be the killer. That means... I know where this is going, and I'd like you to hold it right there. Yes, it's still technically possible for Zeke to have committed the crime, but why would he do it when he had the only suspicious room? The secret passage connected directly to it, you know? Moreover, what reason would he have not to use the secret passage? If you're going to be suspected anyway, then you might as well reap the benefits, right? I really don't want to say this, but that logic is flawed. Zeke might not have known about the secret passage. And even if he did know, the floorboards were creaky. Knowing this, I doubt he would have risked using it. He also could have been employing reverse psychology. He might have avoided the secret passage knowing we'd think it was likely he'd use it. Furthermore, his actions with Mii-Yu were also rather suspicious. Trying to throw her under the bus like that? It wasn't even subtle. I don't think that's what he's trying to... So we got ourselves caught in a mess. This wasn't how it was supposed to go. Uh-oh. Brute. Whoever the killer is, they're doing a really good job. We just went from proving that only someone at the mansion could have done it to pretty much proving that no one at the mansion could have done it. In other words, we're right back to square one. Fucked up. Everyone's suspicions are resting firmly on him. So why? Why isn't he protesting? If we vote now, we'll definitely get it wrong. So why is nobody saying anything? If everyone is remaining silent despite the stakes, then this is where Nataliya comes in. Was I wrong this whole time? I was worried for a second. Here I was dreaming about electric sheep. Electric sheep, I tell ya. Like Mareep? So imagine my mild annoyance when I woke up to the sound of rousing chatter. But boy, was this worth it. Uh-oh. I take it you're all ready to cast your votes? Objection! Your Honor, the defense counsel needs more time to... Not going to cut it. Now. We all watched as the voting buttons popped up in front of us. Oh no! Ladies, gentlemen, it appears we have reached the end. A most disappointing resolution. But fitting, I suppose. I guess I'll take it. Speak for yourself. You could at least make my death newsworthy, Killmore. This is embarrassing. Could you hold my hand, Mii-Yu? Grace. This is... No. I've made up my mind. I can't let it end like this. Oh, this is where the protect. Logic dive? Oh no. With a fine-tooth comb. The logic so far has been deeply self-contradictory. First, we found out that it was only possible for the people at the mansion to kill Magnus, but then one by one, we eliminated everyone who it could possibly be. Everyone except Zeke, who's not even fighting back. In other words, we've reached an impasse. It's almost as if Zeke is getting exactly what he wants. I don't have any proof to prove that he isn't the killer, but why would he commit the crime with the intention of getting caught? And so we arrive at our first junction. I know it's a stretch, but what is wrong with that current line of thinking? Oh, wait. I know he can't be the killer. So with this in mind... Okay. Why are you so calm? What if we're still being misled by the true killer? No, we didn't have any tutorials for this, surprisingly. It's pretty straightforward. No, that's definitely what happened. If so, I need to think through the entire body of evidence all over again. What piece of evidence has flown completely under the radar this whole time? The library door. We haven't even really talked about that. And the tape. Kind of both. Let's do library door. Do we all know that it was locked from the inside? Yeah, it's definitely the tape then. The purpose of the tape is still unknown. That's right, no one has brought up the tape yet, and even if they wanted to, the opportunity never really presented itself. I don't remember us even like touching upon the door. Like we just straight started talking about the vent, but I don't remember anybody mentioning anything about the door being locked. Like normally they would. Which property of the tape would have been useful to culprit? It's sticky. What's up, P-Bags? What's up? How have you been? Oh, that was definitely B. The tape can hold objects in place. Right. Yet stickiness alone would have been enough unless... This is some good music. Which other piece of evidence does the tape relate to? Phoenix's examination results. Probably not that one. I don't think it's the library door. I think we can eliminate B and C. Or B and D. State of the vents. The vents are clean. Try clicking the door. I could be wrong though. No. Phoenix's examination or Killmore's testimony. Let's go with maybe it is Phoenix's examination. I didn't feel like it was, but let's try it. Nah, it wasn't that one. He did make some interesting observations, I suppose, but I don't see how they relate to the tape. Oh, it's not the same. Okay, then it's Killmore Bear or something. And it is the door? It's the door? No, it was Killmore's. Okay. We're all getting it wrong. Everybody in the chat, including myself. What's up, Angel? That's right. Killmore mentioned in his testimony that he gave 2 items to the killer in this case. The first was a shot put ball. The other was a limited edition prototype invention. Though it may seem unlikely at face value, even a cursory glance of the evidence makes it apparent that it can only be the tape. It's the only thing whose purpose at the crime scene remains completely unexplained. Moreover, Killmore already set a precedence with weird and crazy inventions back in the original Killing game. The tranquilizer darts were a strong testament to that. So now it is time to handle the biggest conjecture of all. Which unique features would have enabled the tape to be used in the crime? Temporary adhesion and high carry strength. That's a good question. I'm going with A probably though. I was thinking. So, okay, eliminate A and D then. It's got to be B or C. I'm probably going with C more than B though. It might be D, but he just said he doesn't think that elasticity would have anything to do with it. Yeah, it is C.
Let's go!
The tape's hidden properties were used to disguise the true time of the crime. I see. This is how everything can be explained. Okay, there's no going back now. And without a further ado, it's... Well, hold it. To Blaise. What now? I just made a shocking realization. Something so shocking that it could shake the very foundations of this case. It concerns the tape found at the scene of the crime. What if the reason our discussion stalled was because we failed to grasp the true nature of the tape? What is it that you are insinuating, Blaise? Oh, it's not an insinuation. I think the crime actually occurred at an earlier time, but the killer used the unique properties of the tape to make us think that the victim was killed later. I imagine it would have gone something like this. The killer meets the victim at an earlier time, maybe knocks him out. They then proceed to prop them directly underneath something. Yes, that's something. I should know what it is. Make your choice. The killer attached the shot put to the ball so that the shot put rolled down towards the victim. You mean towards the floor, right? The body was found next to the handrail, not beneath it. Oh, wait. My bad. Hey, Blaise. How's the stream? What's up, Luminous? How have you been? Oh, I meant to put chandelier. My bad. That's right. Magnus's body was placed directly underneath the chandelier. What I think happened was this. The body was propped on the floor underneath the... somehow dangled from it using the tape. You mean Magnus was killed with the tape as a timer? Logically, though, the falling distance would explain the severe blunt force trauma. On top of that, the shot put delivered to the back of a prone figure's head would inevitably replicate the effect of being slammed face first against the surface at significant strength. This is all preposterous. For such a scheme to work, the tape would have to be very high strength, otherwise it would tear. In addition, its stickiness would have to be temporary. Are you seriously suggesting that the tape has such peculiar properties? I know, F to my life bar for real. Are you candidates aware of the phrase, a candle that burns twice as bright burns half as long? In the case of my tape, it sticks so very, very tightly. So Blaise's theory is true. And the killer knocked the victim out, eh? The cunning villainy of it. It seems our killer managed to kill two birds with one stone, though the way he killed the victim, if he managed to inflict severe blunt force trauma, it would have been very difficult to determine that he'd been knocked out before death. Where's Nataliya at? She's still not here. But do we even know for sure that the killer knocked the victim out? And even if they did get knocked out, it still doesn't prove that the murder did happen or didn't happen at 11:59. Evidence that proves that the victim was knocked out and that some time had passed before they were even killed. Strangely, I think I already have something like that. Something that was told privately to me. Doom. Is it this? Nataliya, is this at this point is sus right now? I know. I feel like it's probably the seance, huh? Yeah, because that's the only thing that was told privately. And Eden basically told us to be quiet about it. I see. Just wanted to try it out. No need to look so ornery. Eden, I'd like to clarify something. What would happen if someone is knocked unconscious before death? Good question. I've gone through a lot of cases, but it has yet to happen. But, have you ever heard the phrase, a blind man has 4 senses, an unconscious man, none? Not surprising, seeing as I just made it up. Yes, a victim would not be able to project the seance for the period in which they are knocked out. There it is. Or at least that's what I would assume. And seeing as how the seance replicates the last moments of a victim's life, it would then simply show up as a blank. Let's think this through. That would also mean that this victim wasn't knocked out right before their death. Because if they were, the seance would have been able to at least catch the part where they were knocked out. Brilliant deduction, Sherlock. And a right shame that this is mostly conjecture. Just wondering, how were you able to make your deduction? I mean, I didn't exactly pass out all of the little details. It was an inference from the information I had at hand. I know that your seance is based on the victim's senses after all. However, practically all senses are reliant on a state of consciousness. It wasn't exactly a big logical jump. Makes sense, I suppose. Not to mention, there was even more evidence at the scene suggesting the victim might have been knocked out. Make your choice. Okay. Signs of a struggle? Oh no. Save in case you die. I'm dead. I will. The chain has been torn off. It might be this horseshoe. It's either the horseshoe or the broom, for sure. Not even Shobai was this quiet. I know, right? Let's go with the broom. Take that. Because there was a broom present at the scene. Its handle caked in blood. Now that we know the victim was knocked out, wouldn't the next logical deduction be that they were struck with a broom? Okay. Still giving us the silent treatment, are you, Nat? Lie. I was just dumbfounded by how flawed your logic is. What? Nataliya? My dear lamb, what has gotten into you? You persist with your silence for the whole trial, and then when you finally speak, that is when you have to say? That's what you have to say? But Nat, the killer knocking the victim out is supported by the evidence available at this... I'm not talking about that. There's a huge problem with your time setup theory that we've all been overlooking. How so? Think of it like this. How much tape was found at the scene? Just over 5 centimeters? Ah! That's right, Blaise. 5 centimeters. Hardly enough to hang a shot put from the chandelier, is it? You mean Killmore Bear trolled the culprit by only giving them 5 centimeters of tape? I plead the fifth. But hypothetically speaking, if I did, it was in the interest of fairness. I'm a bear, not a troll. But Nat, you don't know for sure that it wasn't enough tape. And you don't know for sure that there was enough tape. Blaise, I'm disappointed in you. Nat's behaving very uncharacteristically right now. What's gotten into her? What could she possibly be hoping to achieve with this? I don't know, but maybe she's telling me to save. No, I can't let myself get distracted. Nat's thrown down the gauntlet. There must be some way to prove that only 5 centimeters of tape could have been used to hold up the shot put. Think, Blaise, think. The shot put was made out of metal. So what would have been needed at the scene to make it possible for 5 centimeters of tape to hold up a shot put? Uncover the missing words. Hangman's Gambit. Elevator? Elevator doesn't even fit there. I know this song! I fucking know this song, dude! Oh my god! It's the fucking whistle song from Deadly Premonition! I'm fucking dead. When I heard it kind of come on, I was like, wait, I've heard this shit before. I think it's Magnet, though. I'm fucking dead! I see. And do I have proof that there was a magnet at the scene of the crime? Think, is there anything at the scene that resembled a magnet? Something in the evidence. The horseshoe, right? Yeah. Oh, wait. Let's see. It might... Yeah, it is. Lucky horseshoe amulet. Mm-hmm. This is so crazy. That is great. It's made at this place, you have to stream Deadly Premonition. I know, right? It's all coming together. I think I've solved your little problem, Nat. Nani? Did you really think I'd fall for that, Blaise? You're clearly just bluffing. No, I'm not. In fact, I think I found out the trick behind this case. The tape wasn't directly attached to the shot put. No, it was wrapped around the lucky horseshoe, which was then attached to the chandelier in a reverse U shape. The shot put was actually attached to the other side of the horseshoe. Such an arrangement would have used a lot less tape. Then if it was wrapped directly around the shot put instead, it would have been more than possible to do it with only 5 centimeters of tape. But in order for that to work, the lucky horseshoe would have to be a... Yes, your lucky horseshoe wasn't just a trinket. It was also a high-powered magnet. Its shape gives it away. I had no idea. If I had known it was a magnet, I never would have traded with Magnus. I wouldn't be surprised if all of the trinkets have secret properties that we aren't just yet aware of. Indeed, it's in the very nature of that bear to badger us with his cheap parlor tricks. Hey! There's just a small problem with this little theory. Why wasn't the lucky horseshoe still attached to the shot put when we found the body? Maybe the force of impact detached the magnet from the shot put? Boop, 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 boop. That's right. Compensating for powerful properties with big, gaping weaknesses seem to be all the rage these days with you kids. So the magnet itself may be strong, but apply a sudden force to it and it drops its load faster than a well... You get the picture. Pardon my French, but isn't revealing all this information rather disadvantageous for the Blacken? What's the catch? Sacre bleu. There's no catch. My little balancing act during the investigation seems to have failed. To call this compensation, if you will. Besides, it seems this particular Blacken is rather content to dig their own grave. If this were really up to me, I'd be ending this whole thing right now. I wonder if it's Nataliya, bro. But it is up to you. Well, well. So it seems my time is...
No. 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 I'm done. I'm done.
Nataliya, what are you...
No!
Everyone watched in stunned silence as she pointed the palm of her hand downward. And something transparent and thin came tumbling out. It's tape. 15 minutes. Exactly.
I'm done with this game. There's no way. What?
Okay. Wait. We're not done. It's not over yet. We're not sure. Let's calm down. Just as it was during the crime. Goodness, it took to my hand so easily. I wasn't beginning to think it would never come off. What the fuck? What do you think you're doing? Did the witness just confess to the crime? Calm yourself, Nat. Seriously, what's gotten into her? Killmore, I confess. The one who dirtied their hands and committed this brutal murder is me. Please call the vote right now. Oh, nope. It can't be her. So that's what it was? Nope. Not so fast. Nataliya, if you're the murderer, then naturally you should be able to tell us how you committed the crime. After all, how can we feel comfortable voting for you when your guilt isn't even conclusive? But what did the tape, comrade thinker? It is meaningless if you think about it for even 5 seconds. Anyone could have found, say, an extra roll somewhere. And what, dear sir, are the odds of that happening? Very well. If it's testimony you want, then I'm happy to oblige with the request. Sigmund's theory may have been flimsy, but it seems to have earned us a breather. I have to stall. It's time to do the unthinkable. I just know that Nataliya can't be the killer, so I have to lie in order to expose the truth. Perjury? What the fuck? Alright, yeah, save. Now I know you're thinking, but why, Mr. Narrator? I know how to do a non-stop debate already. Why, of course, but do you know how to lie? Yes, you heard it right. It's time for some good old-fashioned perjury. This is what happened in V3, bruh. In certain discussions where the argument has stalled, the only way forward may be to bend the truth a little. So how does perjury work? The answer is simple. Just pick a key statement for the debate, or more commonly, sequence of statements, and attack it with a lie. However, you will only ever be able to properly do this to one of the statements. And as you might expect, getting caught out in a lie could have pretty hefty consequences. So make sure you use logic to deduce the only statement you could realistically lie on. I know you could do it. Adios. Underrated mechanic. I know. I wish V3 would have used it more. The culprit is me. Guys, don't fall for Nat's mind games. Remember that we still have other suspects. I can assure you, I'm not mind gaming you. This means that for the entire block, I was able to commit the murder. And what are the mechanics of the crime? How exactly did you kill Magnus? It's easy. Magnus was scheduled to search the library from 11:30, so I left the sitting room a bit early and simply lay in wait for him. So you see, I'm the killer. Please accept my confession. What? This trial has certainly taken a turn for the bizarre, but I can't be preoccupied by this right now. Nat's false confession is threatening to derail the entire discussion. I have to be decisive and disprove it somehow, even if I have to lie. Can I lie here? Can I lie here? Yeah. I shall turn my lies into the truth. I like that. I like that line. Not Chan. How could you forget? Yo!
Here comes the money.
Hi, Dory. Thank you for the subscription. You are amazing. You've been subscribed for 3 months, and I appreciate that. Hi, Blaise. I just want to hop in and say hi. I hope you are well, my dude. I hope you are well. I'm great. Thanks for coming by. Thank you for subbing. You're so amazing. Blaise-kun? Forget what? We spent a lot of time together in the park, remember? You know. Right after your search designation? I even walked with you there. Did you really think I would forget that? What are you doing? Everyone, don't listen to him. Blaise is lying to try and cover him up for me. I don't know. Blaise seems pretty trustworthy to me. Agreed. Blaise, please help her. No, you've got this all wrong. Blaise, why are you trying to protect me? Why can't you just let it go and accept the truth? You know why. It's not that I don't want to accept the truth. I'm more concerned that, from the way this is going, it is your lies that will be accepted as the truth. And all but one person will pay for it with their lives. Is this really what you want, Nat? Very well then. If you can't accept the truth, then fine. I'll say it loud and clear, over and over, until you can finally accept it. I'd like nothing more. Uh-oh. Why I'm the culprit? After we all dispersed from the cafeteria, I went straight back to my dormitory. It was then that I watched my motive video. Spurred onwards by what I saw, I decided to hatch a plot to murder Magnus. Wait, hold up. What's that music? Oh, that's definitely Phoenix, right? After my meeting with Killmore, I waited out most of my designation before sneaking into the library and lying in wait. It was quick and painless. I struck him from behind with the broom after he walked in. The rest of the murder played out exactly as Blaise deduced. That's all there is to know. I trust that there are no contradictions. If I want to successfully repel this testimony, I know I'll have to look through the entire body of evidence. Nat, if you survive this, you really need to learn how to become a better liar. After we all dispersed, okay. Watched your motive video. When did she have time to do that? I'm challenging this. Signs of a struggle. Let's get it. Objection! All right, I'm starting to get this game a little bit more now. See, if I would have just like read the tutorials. I don't know why you're doing it, Nat. But please, drop the facade. We know that the real killer didn't have such an easy time dealing with Magnus. The signs of his struggle are clear testament to that fact. Who is she trying to protect, though? But the killer could have just fabricated it. She's trying to protect somebody. Who is it? The killer. Not I? Not to mention, if the killer really did fabricate the signs of a struggle, they definitely would have forgotten about it altogether. She slipped up. She's slipping up. Especially not if they were someone like you. It's time. I can tell she's on the verge of dropping this act. I can't let up now. All right, let's hit her one more time. Why I'm the culprit continued. Okay, I forgot to mention that Magnus didn't go down without a fight. Or maybe I fabricated the whole thing to throw everyone off. Either way, it's not like it really matters. The point is, you've got nothing. Nothing to prove that I wasn't there at the time. Nothing to prove that I did something the killer wasn't able to do. Nothing to prove that I didn't tie the horseshoe to the ceiling. Nothing to prove that I wasn't able to sneak out of the mansion unhindered. Absolutely nothing at all. So please just stop resisting. Nah, there's definitely something buried in that testimony which is contradictory. Think, Blaise, think. Do I have anything at all to prove that she can't possibly be the killer? Why wouldn't it matter? Nothing to prove that I did something the killer wasn't able to do? Let's see. Maybe it's this. What is this? This is dope. What the hell? Whoa! I like this music. Huh. Not what matters. Hold up. Is it? Nothing proved that I wasn't there at that time. Is it? Is it? Is it this one? What about the small amount of tape only the killer could get that from Monokuma? That I wasn't there at the time. I guess. Oh, fuck me. I felt like the vents being clean would have helped out, but oop, I went too far. I wouldn't know where to really affirm. We haven't used the clean handrail one. What if the killer only got a small amount of tape? How'd she get it? Well then, okay, maybe y'all are right. Maybe y'all are right about the tape. Is it the empty roll of tape? Okay. I get it. Challenge. We need some wick dot for real. Why would she use the magnet if she had more tape? Wouldn't she? Yeah, I'm trying to disprove that she was the killer. That's why I knew it had to be challenging. Because why would I affirm anything if I'm trying to disprove that she's not the killer? Try small length of tape. I was thinking that too. I was gonna click this one first because it said something about it showing no signs of being torn. But I thought the empty roll would be better. But oh, it worked. Killer had only 5 centimeters of tape. True. No, that's wrong. Now, you made a huge mistake earlier. Mistake? Whatever do you mean? Killmore told us in his testimony that the killer already asked for 2 items and couldn't get any more. Do you accept this as fact? Yes, and what of it? Then tell me this. How were you able to get your hands on that extra tape just then? Who is she protecting, though? The original strand used in the crime was completely untorn, and we know the roll itself didn't have any more tape. In other words, the killer was only given 1 piece of tape, and we all know that was already used in the crime. That's right. We were so completely taken in by Nataliya revealing the tape that we failed to notice the contradiction staring us right in the face this whole time. We didn't even realize that the killer was barred from getting their hands on more tape. So that's what felt out of place? You're completely insufferable, you know that? Are you punishing me? Even now? What? Fine, you win. If that's what you so desperately want, then I'll confess. What? Killmore Bear gave me the extra tape for testing purposes during the investigation. He acknowledged that the tape had a rather niche set of properties, so he thought its relative obscurity would be counterbalanced if a non-blackened was given access to it. You know, in the interest of fairness. So that was the exception he made? You mean this case was supposed to be a lot easier for us to figure out? Then it ended up being... Yes, it would have been near impossible without Blaise's logical leaps. But Nataliya, why? Because of your actions, it became almost impossible to reach the truth through usual means. This is all uncharacteristically arch-nemesis-like of you. Though I'm not the killer, I'm the true villain of this case. I mean, because of my... Really? The identity of the killer is now obvious. The real killer? So you really were protecting someone? That was plain to see, comrade. Hold the phone. By earlier outbursts, you don't mean... The tape has an adhesive life of 15 minutes. But why? Why would you go to such lengths to protect that person? Oh my god. Heavens above, this can't be. So they're finally realizing. Who else would she protect? We are literally pulling a Kaede case. Is there about to be a pro tag switch? I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything. I swear I'm innocent. Everyone, it's time to reveal the true culprit behind this whole case. I know. Why do games do this? So is she gonna be the protagonist now? So is this like a reverse V3? Like, we started off with the male character. We're losing the male character for the female one now? Damn. I'm the only one. No. I refuse to believe it. You've been nothing but helpful this whole time. How could you possibly be the killer? Are you really that much of an idiot? I second that. Your actions during this trial have been wholly inconsistent with someone trying to cover up their crimes. But what if Blaise wasn't really trying to cover up his crime? No, I refuse.
Please not Nataliya Protag.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Big money! Persesu with the 1,000 biddies! Please not Nataliya Protag. It seems like we might be heading that way. There's no other person I could think of that would be the Protag in this game. Wow, that's a twist. I didn't expect that. I want evidence. Evidence, damn you. It's simple, really. We know the shot put fell on the victim at 11:59 and that the body was discovered at 12:01. Moreover, the tape has an adhesive life of 15 minutes. With these facts in mind, you only need one more piece of evidence to prove my guilt. Yikes. Is it the, Wait, say that again? This is the order of when everybody came in? Yeah. Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. This right here. Let's do some calculations using your data, Elisa. If you compare the time the body discovery announcement went off with the time everyone arrived, we can deduce that it takes 10 minutes to get to the mansion from the park, 15 minutes from the cafe, and 22 minutes from the school. Blaise, I hate you. I did nothing! I'm sad too. I'm about to cry. Once you factor in the several extra minutes needed to escape from the scene via the fence, the park becomes the only place the killer could realistically go. And since we know it's not Nat. But why did you feel the need to lock the front door? Using it would have saved you precious time. Asking me a question, are we, Sigmund? Honestly, I don't know why myself. Perhaps it was a personal blunder. Perhaps I sought to take advantage of the search designations to frame more people. Who can say? Anyway, Killmore, I think it's time to... Hold it right there! Aren't you forgetting something? Should I ping missing over your brain a few times? Maybe it'll jog your memory, Gramps. Zeke? What the fuck? Sure, you might be the killer. But what about me? You haven't ruled me out yet. What? Flexible mind must be open to all possibilities. Isn't that what you teachers always say? Looks like I have to get a foothold before I can do anything else. What? What the fuck? You're supposed to hate teachers. You're quoting teachers, but why? I thought you hated them. What would you know? Everyone thinks gamers are simple and one-dimensional. That we don't know how to separate reality from fiction, but I know. And I reject your reality. Listen to the music. What the fuck? You don't even have any decisive proof that the culprit wasn't me. What the fuck? I don't need proof? I don't need proof, Zeke. Uh-oh. Somebody forgot to take their meds this morning. Wait. Zeke is just that one weird kid. He's literally pulling a Nagito on me, bro. Like, what the fuck? Or a Kokichi, too. I guess we don't have any evidence. Oh, but I have proof. I'm a teacher after all. It doesn't matter if it's maths, English, science, or something even grander still. Everything I do is based on proof. That's my reality. Allow me to show you. Certain someone said something earlier in the trial, Zeke. And thanks to that person, you now have an irrefutable alibi. Oh, god damn it. I hate it when this game does this. It all went wrong when you used the bathroom. Maybe he's trying to protect you? I mean, possibly? Mono because the evidence had a lifespan of 15 minutes. Oh, and look at her face. Take that. Remember what Mona said earlier, Zeke? She went to the bathroom at 11:40 and talked to you for about 5 minutes. It seemed innocent enough at the time, even negligible. But that was then, and this is now. Now we know the tape sticks for 15 minutes. And that it detached at 11:59. So tell me again, what was happening at around 11:40 to 11:45? Zeke, I asked you a question, and a teacher always expects their questions to be answered. What? You may be a total noob, but you're a persistent one. I'll give you that. That's right, Zeke. It's time for you to face the truth. So please, allow me to cut through those words. Yo, that was... Oh. And with this, let us finally bring this whole charade to an end. The key event that happened at the mansion was... I don't like this. First, I think it's this one, right? The culprit. They used the tape. The culprit left the scene. Then it really is. I don't like this. The mastermind actually killed Magnus. I'm gonna go cry in a corner for a hot minute, dude. This is fuck. And this is the. Okay, wait, whoa. Save it. Save it. Save it. Save it. Save it. Okay. This is gonna be tough. Give me a second. Woo! All right. So first, it doesn't even give you a right or wrong, so you have to go through the whole thing. Honestly, I do think Blaise genuinely killed them this time. I'm sad now. I am too, dude. This is gonna kill me. Ah! I remember when Blaise said he couldn't kill anyone. Yo, I just found dark mode. Yeah, dark mode is on Twitch. Well, we lost 2 best boys in the first chapter. I know, this sucks. All right. So first, obviously the killer. Okay, maybe this is where I messed up. And then this. And then this. And then this one. Then this. Oh my god. How long have you been streaming for? Too long. Well, it's been about 4.5 hours though. Okay, it has to be that. And it has to be this. Okay, maybe the culprit left. Maybe that's where I messed up. And then after that is where I'm kind of fucked. Is them leaving? Is this one even in it? Or is it, this is last, right? Because that's what I was thinking at first, that this was last. Okay, there it is. And with that, all the pieces have fallen into place. Okay, there we go. Here's everything that happened in this case. It all started when everyone retreated to their rooms to prepare for another day of exploration. The culprit, shaken by the revelations brought up during the Lucinda Airways incident, decided to watch their own motive video. Oh, dang. Now you guys posted it up. My bad. I didn't see that. By the way, the one who made the Danganronpa New World Order has a YouTube, and their YouTube picture is Nataliya. Yeah. Which makes sense. Because I didn't get that at first. I thought that was just their favorite character or something, but now it makes sense. From that moment on, the victim's fate was sealed. To set their plan into motion, the culprit rushed to craft a delicate murder scheme that would successfully divert suspicion away from them. First of all, the culprit made use of 2 items from Killmore Bear's arsenal of murderous goods. The first of the items was a newly invented non-stick tape, a prototype invention that was limited in stock, and the second was a shot put ball, which would be paired with the tape to falsify an alibi by creating an incomplete locked room scenario. In addition, the culprit, like everyone else, was already aware of the search designations for the mansion. Thus, they knew that at certain times during the day, they would be free to enter and leave the scene of the crime at their own leisure. With this, their cunning plan was ready to be put into action. Just before 11:30 a.m., they arrived at the mansion knowing that there would be a clear path to the library. If they were to be disturbed at that point, it would have been easy for them to excuse themselves. Arriving at the library, they hid inside the victim. They hid inside until the victim showed up at 11:30, just as designated. At that time, there was a broom in the room, likely put in there for the purposes of cleaning. However, in this case, the killer snuck up to the unsuspecting victim, grabbed the broom, and knocked them unconscious with it. As the killer dropped the broom, a strange phenomenon occurred. The lucky horseshoe amulet worn by the killer pulled towards the metallic handle of the broom and attached to it, before the sudden impact of the broom hitting the ground attached to the amulet. It happened so quickly that the killer didn't even have time to process what had just happened, thus their plan still in motion. They began to set up the mechanism that would serve to obfuscate the true time of death. In a hurry, they began to tear books off shelves in the area of the library where they had committed the crime. This was to give the impression that a struggle had taken place between the victim and the culprit. However, as they went to set up their mechanisms, they were faced with a problem that they couldn't have anticipated, courtesy of Killmore. There was not enough tape to properly secure the shot put to the chandelier. However, years of experience as a classroom environment had instilled them with quick thinking. Remembering the horseshoe amulet's weird response to the metallic broom handle, they were quickly able to deduce its high-powered magnetic properties. In setting up their mechanism, they wrapped the tape around the magnet, hung the magnet from the chandelier, then attached the shot put to the magnet. With their murder plot complete, they locked the door from the inside, left the mansion via the right vent, and retreated to the park, and thus their alibi was secured. Approximately 50 minutes after this, the tape's adhesive qualities expired. As a result, the magnet detached, dropping the shot put on the victim who lay directly beneath. As with before, the sudden impact disconnected the shot put from the magnet, leaving us with only the fragmented pieces of a deviously complicated murder scheme. Ooh, I've been talking so much. Thanks to the setup, suspicion naturally shifted towards the people inside the mansion at the time of the crime, just as it originally planned. And amidst it all, the true killer remained unnoticed until now. Yes, the true killer is me! It was me all along! Somehow I still got a grade. That was an A. I am the ultimate lucky student. Not only am I the ultimate commentator, I'm the ultimate lucky student. I did so horribly that I still pulled out with a mother A. Let's go. Woohoo. It seems voting went off with a hitch this time. And yes, you have chosen correctly. The culprit in this case in the brutal murder of Magnus is none other than Blaise, the ultimate teacher. By the gods. But why, Blaise? I've searched long and hard throughout all my time. A for awful. And nothing offers a satisfactory explanation as to why you'd so brutally murder Magnus. Indeed. I dare say this is completely out of character for you. You wouldn't understand. And why didn't you just keep your mouth shut, Blaise? If you'd simply remained silent, there was no way we'd have been able to deduce the culprit. Just what did you see on your video exactly? We all know you must have watched it. Are you sure you want to hear it? Once I tell you, I can never untell you. Things might never be the same around here again. Things already won't be the same around here ever again. True? Just tell us. We deserve an explanation. As fellow candidates of the World Empire. Is anyone in disagreement? No one spoke up. Very well, but don't say I didn't warn you. One of the first things the video told me is that there's a traitor hidden among us. A traitor that's been pulling the strings behind the scenes, manipulating this whole thing. Most of what happens here apparently happens at their whim. One of us is a traitor? How can this be? We're supposed to be the top batch of candidates, right? How could someone so corrupt possibly advance to such a high position? It's not exactly out of the question. You just need the right connections, power, a good understanding of people. Skills which most ultimates possess by default. So Blaise, you killed Magnus because you thought he was a traitor? I did. The video made one fact very clear. If the traitor dies, this killing game ends. We will all be freed. If it meant the life of just one person, it was a risk I was willing to take. But why? He was a fellow candidate, wasn't he? Was it truly a decision you could make with conviction? And on top of that, the killing game didn't end. My dear lamb, what possessed you to pick Magnus of all people? He struck me as being many things but a traitor. I had not even entertained to say. And indeed, it's obvious that I was wrong. It was only midway through the trial that I made my decision. I would try and find the truth, even if it would cost me my life. And that's why you persisted with the trial? To see if the traitor would reveal themselves to us in order to prevent their own execution? Correct. Maybe I was lied to. Maybe there really isn't a traitor. Nobody was willing to speak up when we were all about to pick the wrong person. Everyone except me would have been executed. I mean, no offense when I say this, but I'm the only person who I know for sure can't be the traitor. I see. Though your crime had failed, you still sought to draw out more information. Nataliya? Blaise, you're being awfully evasive. I could say the same about you. Why were you trying so hard to protect me during the trial? I have my reasons. Reason enough to risk all of our lives? I'm sure it must have been a really good reason. Nataliya wouldn't have let us all die out of malice, right? You still haven't told us why you killed Magnus, Blaise. The full reason. You're great at probing for information, Nat. If only you were as good of a liar. Just explain yourself. The video came with a profile of the traitor. It said, in no uncertain terms, that they were someone tied to the bombing incident. The downing of Lucinda Airways Flight 11037. What a number. One particular important detail was brought up. They were hiding their involvement in the aircraft bombing. That's horrendously flimsy by itself. Anyone could have been hiding their involvement with the bombing, but Magnus certainly was. If I was uncertain about it before I confronted him in the library, I was certain afterwards. He definitely hid his degree of involvement from the rest of us. Was that really the thing that pushed you over the edge? This crime had a certain ferocity. It seems there's no hiding from the Ultimate Warden. Yes, there was another detail in the video. The traitor's involvement in the aircraft bombing incident led to the death of someone who was very important to you. This whole time, I felt a deep sense of regret, of guilt. I knew I had something to fix when I got out of here, but I didn't know what it was. But with the video, I remembered. I remembered him. Hey, Teach! Are you spacing out again? Oh. Sorry about that. And I thought I told you to call me Blaise. What's the point of having these catch-up lessons if you're just going to treat it like a normal class? Wow, sorry. There's no need to be so serious. You know, it's the usual stuff they teach you in any education degree. You must be serious or you won't command any respect in the classroom. That goes double for students your age. But you're barely older than me. Exactly. So I know what you guys are like. You said you're doing it to command respect, right? But what if I told you that you already have my respect? Don't say something like that so nonchalantly. Ooh, what does that mean? Please try to focus on the content at hand. I'll tell you after we're done. Sounds good. Besides, we have a movie to watch afterwards with Ming. Isn't it incredible how far he's come? Yep, he's sticking to the promise just like he said he would. Who knew making a club would have this effect on all of us? You have him to thank for that, not me. He's the one that brought us all together. I wish I could be like him someday. I'm sure you will. Hard work and dedication always pays off. You'll see. So I heard they just made you the ultimate teacher? Yes they did. Not sure why though, I'm just a regular teacher. You're kidding, right? None of my other teachers try and make friends with all their students. You even spend your spare time hanging out with us. And because of that, I feel like I'm able to open up a... Clever. So that's your secret. You got me. I didn't expect you to use such sneaky, underhanded tactics to become the ultimate teacher. Hey, what if I told you it was earned, huh? You just admitted you have no idea why they gave you the title. So of course I wouldn't believe you. Goodness, you learn fast. I'll have you know I was a lot less rebellious when I was your age. Oh yes, I know. I was there. It was what he always wanted, wasn't it? To die a hero. Sure, there was something else he could have done. Anything. What happened to our promise? Did it mean so little to him? He had no other choice. You know that, don't you? You know, you don't have to carry this all by yourself. That's what friends are for. So, how about we make another promise? Another promise? Yes. You have my back, and I'll have yours. We're all that's left. It's what he would have wanted for us, right? You're right. Shame on me. What type of teacher has to be talked down by a student? The best kind, apparently. Blaise, is everything going to be all right? Oh my god, what have they done to you? It's nothing. They think that I did it. The airplane bombing. No, someone like you couldn't possibly have... Is Blaise gay? I need to know. I know, right? They found the bomb in my luggage. It's over. Not to mention all the other circumstantial evidence that they have. Don't you worry about that. I've got a friend. He's promised to help you. With this testimony, we might just have a fighting chance. Really? That would be great. Oh, and one other thing. It's circumstantial. Magnus, you can't. He needs you. Whoa, huh? I'm sorry, Blaise. My hands are tied. But you're the only person who can save him. You have to be there, Magnus. You just have to. I'm sorry. There's nothing I can do. What would Jackson think if he saw you right now? What the hell would you know? Magnus, stop. Magnus! Such a beautiful day, isn't it? Oh, okay. I see where this is going. Nice and calm with not a cloud in the sky. Life really is so beautiful, isn't it? You know what's happening tomorrow, don't you? Yes. How could I not? I've heard it'll be by lethal injection. That means it'll be fast, right? Apparently the executioner's coming in with clean hands. It's their first time. You better not screw it up. Hey, Teach. Now's not the time to be spacing out. I thought I told you to call me, but... How can you even look me in the eyes after what I've done? I'm nothing but a complete failure. It wasn't your fault, Blaise. I'm sure you did everything you could. Sometimes you could even reach for the whole world. Grab it all in your arms. Pull and twist. Squeeze with all your might. But it wouldn't be enough. Did you always talk like that? No, not always. Seems our lessons paid off in the end, didn't they? Looks like it's all up to you now. You're the last person that can fulfill the promise we made that day. Don't ever give up doing what you do. I'm about to cry. You're a great friend and an even better teacher. Because of you, I can move on with no regrets. You and him. I'm so glad I met you two. Why, Magnus? Why did you let him die? That was awful. Sir, I had no idea. How could Magnus do such a thing? If I was in your position, screw finding the traitor. The spite alone might have been enough. You couldn't possibly mean that. I don't know what to think anymore. So in short, Blaise, you're telling us that because of the video you were willing to overlook the flimsy, logical basis for killing Magnus? Brute. But in the end, does it really matter whether or not he killed Magnus because he thought he was the traitor? Indeed. Murder is an unforgivable sin, now and always. But Magnus' soul was also not without taint. It's clear he couldn't use his own conscience to shield himself from death. Why would Magnus do something so heartless? Oh man. He hardly seemed the type. Why indeed? Ah, so you know something about this. Oh shucks, it seems the secret's out. I suppose no harm in telling you guys right now. The most important period has already passed after all. Important period? Don't you mind that? Now, what if I told you that Magnus' dying words were all true? That he was in fact just like you? So you were listening into my crime? Hoo-hoo-hoo. A bear's gotta help himself entertained. Let me give it to you straight. Magnus really wasn't lying after all. His beloved nomad friend has been kidnapped. The ultimate nomad? Kidnapped? Why is this the first I've heard of it? Perhaps more of our memories are missing than we first anticipated. Hoo-hoo-hoo. Poor unfortunate Magnus. Losing his dear beloved friend like that. And undone by something so thankless. To be forced to spin lie after lie. Oh, I have no idea what he's doing right now. He's been so busy that I haven't been able to see him. So busy even though we're the best of friends. Can any of you really believe that? You mean... No. Yes. For you see, in using the nomad's life as leverage, the navigator was forced into silence. Why else do you think he refused to testify? If it were up to him, do you really, truly think he would have just let your beloved pupil die like that? Sure, the world's full of cruel people, but Magnus probably wasn't one of them. He was a poor, lost soul just like you. A person who was willing to do anything for his beloved friend. Ah, how unlucky for him. Can we get F's in the chat for Magnus and Blaise? Up to his death, he thought he still had to keep the kidnapping a secret. He died keeping a secret he no longer even needed to keep. You fucking cunt. How dare you mess with them like that? Me? I didn't do anything. Did I hold Blaise's hand as he stuck the magnet to the chandelier? As he knocked Magnus out? As he let Magnus die? Listen to him, Blaise. It's not your fault. You coerced him. There's no way he would have done it if he'd known all the facts. Right, Blaise? It's okay, Grace. Everyone, there's no need to justify my actions. If you think that I'm just a selfish bastard who murdered an innocent man over nothing, you'd be right. I didn't censor the F-bomb at all. Not there. It needed to be heard. You should never forgive someone like this. And yet, when the chance presented itself for you to escape, You chose instead to press onwards with the trial. Even if it meant you would die, you were willing to try and find the culprit, the true traitor. Even before you truly realized how wrong your assumptions were, you were content to persist with the trial. You may think you would have let us all die, but it was never really about escaping, was it? Not when it meant sacrificing the lives of everyone else here. It doesn't make any less of a pathetic person. I wanted revenge. And who knows? Maybe the traitor was just a fantasy concocted by a Killmore bear to get us to turn on each other. After all, would the traitor really be a lie if it became something of our own making? None of what I did can ever be excused. I made a terrible, terrible mistake. Yes, Blaise, you made a terrible mistake. Instead of killing Magnus, you should have killed me instead. Nataliya? You're so naive, Blaise. When we first met back at the cemetery, did you really think it was by chance? You mean, yes, that chance encounter of yours. It was the product of many long hours of surveying. The sort of thing is possible when you're the ultimate warden. This is a sad day. But why? Why did you want to meet in the first place? Had I known you were in my batch, there would have been no need to stage a meeting. But my curiosity got the better of me, I suppose. Not that the meeting went all that well to begin with. I definitely lost my nerve. You still haven't answered my question. What reason could you have for wanting to meet me? As far as I know, that was the first time we ever met. Not true. For me, anyway. Sure, we never met face to face, but I definitely remember you. I think your student even talked about me. Don't tell me. Yep. Rookie Executioner Nataliya, reporting in for duty. First time I saw you was very memorable. I don't think I've ever seen someone plead so passionately for their friend's life. If I was a bit smarter, then perhaps I would have listened to your feelings. But it was your voice, against many, and the greater good was always more important. How unlucky for all of us. I had a bad feeling when I was dispatched to Terminus, all alone, but only later did I find out that it was a test. My primary objective was not to investigate the crime. Damn. Was to met out justice on behalf of all the victims of the attack. As a representative of the great family of law enforcement, no less. I followed the case closely too, you know? So did my sister. She even told me not to follow through with it. We both knew that some parts of the case were highly suspect. And yet, I thought I didn't have a choice. But I was duty-bound. I just had to be an obedient little girl. A stupidly obedient little girl. I should have listened, but I couldn't. Not when the pride of our family was on the line. And who was I to judge a ruling handed down in an official court of law? And of course, they never disclosed the exact age of the victim, did they? He really was so young. The timing couldn't have been more unfortunate. Terminus had only just amended its laws. If accused of a serious crime, all suspected persons were to be tried as adults. It remains without a doubt one of the harshest legal systems in the world. That's horrible. If you're angry with me, then feel free. You're about to be executed anyway, so please, if you want, take my life. Nataliya, do you think I'm joking? Ever since that day, I haven't slept a single restful night. Everywhere I went, I carried this nagging feeling with me, that even though I did my job, I had still failed. So when my fears were confirmed from our findings in the library, I just knew. I had to make things right. But because I failed in my duty to your friend, I owed you a debt that could never, ever be repaid. I stayed behind a bit after my designation, you know? That's when I saw you. I was curious, so I followed you to the park. I wanted to ask you what you were doing, but my instinct stopped me. You just wanted to have a chat with Magnus, I thought to myself. I thought nothing of it until the body discovery announcement went off. But when Killmore allowed me to test the properties of the tape, that's when I knew for sure. That's when I made my mind up. Nat. But even that failed. So now, there's only one thing I can offer you. For the blood that has been shed at my hands. I give you my life. Nat! What's Killmore Bear going to do? The outcome won't change either way. I'm a failure as a warden, and I executed an innocent person. How am I any different to you? Nataliya! I withheld critical information during the trial. And on top of that, I tried to throw suspicion onto myself. All of you could have died because of me. Because I was selfish. So go on. Hate me. I deserve it. Nataliya, you're a smart cookie. You would have known that exposing the tape could have easily backfired on you. And that's exactly what happened. But I'm trying to protect Blaise. You opened up an opportunity for all of us to figure out the truth. I think a part of your subconscious was going to let you sacrifice all of us so easily. In many ways, you're no different to Blaise, really. But, oh, that blushing emote or sprite. Is this really okay? I mean, if the ultimate warden is so easily moved by her own emotions, to the point where she's willing to risk lives of the 50th batch. You should never be ashamed of your emotions. They're what make us human. Without them, we'd be nothing more than machines, you know? No offense, Mii-Yu. So, I think you're definitely an exception to that rule. None taken. Thank you, Eden. Besides, I can read your thoughts loud and clear the time you were trying to cover for Blaise. You mean... Bro, this is... I'm trying to keep it together. But it's so long. Yes, I was tempted to step in on multiple occasions, but the divine eye held me back at every junction. It told me to wait, to let the karmic flow of the case remain undisturbed. And in the end, it turns out that he was the right call to make. Guess I stole your thunder, didn't I, Zeke? Meh. It's good to be on the receiving end every once in a while. Your actions were also questionable, comrade. Why did you also try and make yourself out to be the killer? Hey, sir. Thought I told you not to call me that. You know, I thought it was cool how you try and make friends with all your students. Friends with all my students? You really don't remember, do you? Sure, go ahead. Continue being senile. It's like you for your memory to be trashier than a wood-tier scrub. If this is what it's like to grow old, then maybe dying in this killing game wouldn't be so bad. But I'd still like to avoid it if I can. The world hasn't seen the last of my epic plays. I see. So how much did you take away from all of us, Killmore? So tell me that we all somehow knew each other before this. Like in the last killing game. I'm sorry. It couldn't be. Hey, Nat. Daijobu. I know you were just doing your job. Blaise-kun. That act of yours. I don't know why you do it, but somehow I just find it so beautiful. Every human life is precious and irreplaceable. It is not something that you should throw away so easily. You may be carrying a burden, but that burden is only temporary, and it is not something you have to carry all by yourself. So please, promise me that you'll survive, or live. All of you. Succeed where I have failed. Thank you, Blaise-kun. I'll never forget you. Bro, we played a lot of Fangans, homie. That one hit. That one hit. I told you all. I told y'all. The writing in this game is phenomenal. It's really good. The candidates watched in silence as a giant claw sprang out of the ground, ensnaring Blaise in its clutches. Before dragging him into the bowels of the school, the screen that had been sitting in the corner of the room suddenly flickered into life. Letters scrawled across the floor, forming into words before their eyes. Oh no, I'm late to school. Everyone watched as Blaise, now dressed in a school uniform, sprinted towards the place marked as class. As he did, there was a loud rumbling sound. Within seconds, everyone's looks had solidified into horror as various items started falling from the sky. Imagine if this game had the same like artists and animators as some of the other Fangans that we've gone through. Like Rocky Restarts had a nice like execution animation. Oh my god, this would have been the best game. Like with the writing, the characters, and then the animations and shit. This would have been the best game. Massive chalkboards, mammoth-sized desks, heavy metal pencil cases, and all the while, Blaise ducked and weaved through the endless cascade of items. As he did so, class drew ever closer and closer, and his breathing room narrowed and narrowed. Within seconds, there was only one clear path through the falling debris. Yet Blaise persisted, sprinting at a seemingly superhuman speed. But just as he had turned the glass corner, he looked up and noticed that the cascading pattern had disappeared. Replaced with a continuous line of heavy items that blanketed the entire ceiling. Just like that, the path had disappeared. Blaise stopped. Resigned to his fate, he lay down and watched silently, a smile on his face as everything came crashing down on top of him. In the corner of the screen, a robot teacher, pen in hand, moved their hand in search of a name on their roll. Blaise. And with nothing more than a simple flourish, an A was scrawled neatly beside it. What? That's crazy. The whispers are telling me to procure a sturdy paper bag. I think I'm going to be sick. Please tell me this didn't just happen. Somebody pinch me. Ow. Sorry, I did not know what came over me. Thank you, Mii-Yu. That's a big F, guys. I needed that. Blaise. Fate can be so cruel, can't it? Chin up, everyone. You just survived your first class trial. And I'm not doing another one. I refuse. What kind of messed up court system do you have here? Boop, 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 boop. When you're done protesting, feel free to step into the elevator. We'll take you back up. Like a bunch of clockwork animals, everyone obliged. Soon after, the elevator started proceeding upwards, the air inside even heavier than it had been on the way down. As soon as everyone stepped out of the elevator, everyone, I have a favor to ask. Meet me in the cafeteria, please. She ran off. Too exhausted to protest, everyone shuffled listlessly into the cafeteria. Sorry about the wait. I know, where... Does this game have fan art? I just had to make sure it was properly tuned. Ah, how vintage. It's rare to see instruments like that in the 21st century. Did you have it in your room this whole time? I may be the ultimate singer, but that doesn't mean I can only sing. Now, I haven't been practicing so forever, or forgive me if this sounds unpleasant. And, I don't usually sing this type of song. You're all free to leave at any time. Most of it's improvised, so it's not like I put a lot of effort into it anyway. Lifting her head up high, she began to play. Now let's listen.
Tender caress to bind our fortunes. Damn what the stars are. Rend my heart open, then your love profess. A winding, weaving fate to which we both atone. You flee, my dream come the morning. Your scent berries tart, lilac sweet, to dream of raven locks and twisted stormy, of violet eyes glistening as you weep. The wolf I will follow into the storm to find your heart, its passion displaced by our ever-growing, hardening into stone, amidst the cold to hold you in a heated embrace. You flee, my dream come the morning, your scent berries tart, lilac sweet, to dream of raven love locks and twisted, stormy, of violet eyes glistening as you weep. I know not if fate would have us live as one, or if by love's blind chance we've been bound. The wish I whispered when it all began, did it forge a love you might never have found? You flee my dream come the morning.
This is really good though. Really, really good.
To dream of raven locks and twisted storm of violet eyes glistening as you weep.
I love this game. I really do. It's really good. Wow. Despite her disclaimer, everyone listened patiently as she sang and sang into the early hours of the morning. Sorry, I'm losing my voice. Sorry. Not a single person moved from their seat the entire time. And as the last note fell, so too did this curtain that had been hanging over this most twisted, unforgiving of cases. Wow. All I can say is we guys, we have played so many Fangans here. We've played a ton. And it seems like every Fangan that I've played outdoes the last one. Or, you know, not in a way where I think one's better than the other, but like I always feel like one just like improves upon the next one and the next one. Like they just keep getting better and better as we're playing like new ones. You know what I mean? They're all great, but it's like it's gradually getting better. They're all so amazing. But I would have to say the writing in this particular Fangan, I don't know who the is writing this. But I don't even know Danganronpa New World Order, like, personally. Like, I've never really talked to whoever the creator is. Why the are you not making video games? Your writing is phenomenal. And on top of that, like, when it comes to, like, grammatical errors and stuff, I think I barely found any in this Fangan. And all the characters are beautifully written. It's crazy. This is, like, some next level shit.
Hope will never die.